lies. That's all these niggas want to do. Go anywhere for the lie. Anywhere for the lie. All right, y'all. We get praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. They pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. Shalom, 10K. But you not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come by Abba's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you. The Abba, there's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise the Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Shalom, Sister Kelly. Shalom, Brother Herman. Amen. Shalom, Emma. Shalom, Jay. Shalom, Mika. So let's get it, man. Go ahead, Sylvia. Give me Psalm 88 and 1.
O Yahuwah, Elohim of my salvation, I have cried day and night before you. Let my prayer come before you, incline your ear unto my cry. For my soul is full of troubles, and my life draw near unto the grave. I am counted with them that go down into the pit. I am as a man with no strength, free among the dead, like the slain that lie in the grave, whom you remember no more, and they are cut off from your hand. You have laid me in the lowest pit, in darkness, in the deeps. The wrath lie hard upon me. You have afflicted with all your ways. Selah. You have put away my acquaintance far from me. You have made me an abomination unto them. Shut up, and I cannot come forth. My eye mourn by reason of affliction. What's happening, man? What's good, so? Yahuwah, I have called daily upon you. I have stretched out my hands unto you. Will you show wonders to the dead? Shall the dead arise and praise you? Selah. Shall your loving kindness be declared in the grave, your faithfulness in destruction? Shall your wonders be known in the dark, and your righteousness in the land of forgetfulness? But unto you have I cried, O Yahuwah, and in the morning shall my prayer prevent you.
That's good. Read verse 9 one more time.
Say, my eye mourned by reason of affliction. Yahuwah, I have called daily upon you. I have stretched out my hands unto you.
I just want y'all to keep that part in mind. Now I'm going to read this Psalm 45 and 1. Psalm 45 and 1. My heart is inditing a good matter. I speak of the things which I've made touching the king. My tongue, the pen of a ready writer. You are fairer than the sons of Adam. Grace is poured into your lips. Therefore, Elohim have baruched you forever. Gird your sword upon thigh, Almighty, with your esteem and your majesty. And in your majesty ride prosperously because of truth and meekness, righteousness, and your right hand shall teach you terrible things. So, tell them what a ready writer is. I told y'all the other day, but we're going to say it again. What is a ready writer? Oh, that glare.
Ready is mahir, quick, prompt, skilled, ready. And writer is safar, to count, to recount, to relate.
This is somebody who can. So let's look at what a ready writer is. You know what it is. Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Shalom, Brother Marvin, man. Amen. After Ecclesiastes 12 and 7, man, it might be 9, but we'll see what 7 say. Matthew 13 and 44. Or 47, actually. Go ahead.
Then shall the dust return to the earth.
Verse 9. I ain't got time for extra.
And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, that which was written upright, words of truth.
Words of what?
Words of truth.
These are words of faithfulness.
The words of the wise
Peace, brother,
and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies
are given by one what?
One shepherd.
By one what?
Shepherd. And further, by these my son be admonished.
That's good. It said this word is all given by one shepherd. Matthew 13 and 47. I know I mentioned some of this stuff yesterday, but it's all good.
Again, the Mount Kufa Shamayim is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind, which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. So shall it be at the end of the world. The Malachim shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just. They shall cast them into the furnace of fire. They shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Yahushua said unto them, have you understood all these things? They said unto him, yea, Lord. Then said he unto them, every scribe,
which is
instructed unto the Mount Kufa Shamayim, like unto a man, a householder.
A what?
A householder.
Bring
forth out of his treasure.
Things what? So check it out. I want you to tell him in the Greek, man, what is tell him what instructed is. We know what instructed is. In Hebrew, it's lamad. But what does instructed mean in here in this Greek? Because keep in point that Psalms 45 say, as touching the king. He said, my tongue is as a ready writer. It's touching the king. That's the most important part of that passage. It's touching the king. So he's deliberately and specifically letting you know who he's talking about. Go ahead, man. Shalom, Brother Ernest.
Matthew, you owed us to be a disciple of one, to follow his precepts and instructions, to make a disciple, to teach, to instruct.
So not only does it mean to teach and instruct, but it's one who's a disciple on general principle. Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 14 on general principle. You can make it 13. Shoot, you can make it 10.
Take counsel together, and it shall come to nothing. Speak the word, and it shall not stand. For Elohim is with us. For Yahuwah spake thus to me with a strong hand.
With a strong what?
With a strong hand.
He said, don't follow behind these people.
And instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people, saying, say you not a confederacy.
Well, you need a chair, man? Man, that bread broke too. Go ahead.
To all whom this people shall say a confederacy, neither fear you their fear, nor be afraid. Sanctify Yahuwah of hosts himself. Let him be your fear.
Let him be your what?
Let him be your fear.
Now, Mika asked about the tribulation. So since we retelling the king, we can touch on that. Because she say all she know about is pre-tribulation, but y'all know y'all are broken and aware of things as it pertains to that matter. See, there's no such thing as a pre-tribulation. See, that made up. You know what I'm saying? There's no pre-tribulation. There's no post-tribulation. It's just tribulation. You know what I'm talking about? See, ain't no, because see, the post and pre-tribulation, it relates to a rapture. And there is no rapture. Maybe Anita Baker, but not in his word. You know what I'm saying? What I'm telling you? Because ain't nobody getting taken up to heaven to not suffer. You know how we know this? Revelation 12 and 7. Listen what it say. We read it the other night with Revelation 14. When he say, blessed are those who died in the Lord from henceforth, say the Ruach, that their works do follow them. See, most Hebrews want to go to the wilderness. Most Christians want to rapture because they don't actually want to stand and have a faith tried and be willing to die for this man's name, to be 100% honest with you. More people don't want to do that. See, it's real good right now. You know, you see you skinning and grinning, you doing all this type of stuff. Ain't nobody putting no pressure on you to shed no blood, to not sin. Ain't that what it said in Hebrews 12? Ain't none of you strived against blood not to sin. It's real easy right now. And you niggas falling out about regular stuff. Now just imagine when somebody coming and asking you, hey man, deny this man or die. That's why he tell you in Proverbs 24 to be specific, that if you faint in the day of adversity, your faith is small. You know what I'm talking about? Or you get a little bit of trouble, now you faint and whining and crying, you ain't no different than the people in the wilderness. You're going to murmur and complain, and you're going to get your name blotted out. Go ahead, man.
And there was war in Shamayim. Michael and his Malachim fought against the serpent, and the serpent fought in his Malachim and prevailed not. Neither was their place found anymore in Shamayim. And the great serpent was cast out, that old serpent called the devil.
That old who?
Serpent called the devil.
What else?
And Hashatan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his Malachim were cast out with him.
They were cast out with him.
And I heard a loud voice saying in Shamayim, now has come salvation and strength, and the mouthpiece of our Elohim, and the power of his Mashiach.
Hey, stop running in here.
For the accuser of our brethren
is cast down,
which accused them before our Elohim day and night.
Well, woe to who?
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
By the blood of the who?
By the blood of the Lamb.
And love not their own lives.
And by the word of their testimony. They love not their own lives unto the death.
Go ahead.
Therefore rejoice, Shamayim, and you that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, because who come down to you?
See, for the devil is come down unto you.
He ain't but got what?
Having great wrath.
And he got but a short time.
Because you know that he had but a short time.
He coming with great wrath. See, brother been talking about this all day today about, one West doctrine is trash, is for his end time. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't even know what they teach. I really don't care. You know what I'm talking about? And then, of course, most people look at, the son of perdition is the Catholic Church. I don't feed into none of that. Why would it be the Catholic Church? Because you ask yourself this question. Does the Pope really have that type of influence in 2024? Because the reason why I say this, and I tell y'all this all the time. If you believe you the people of the book, then the son of perdition is coming to deceive you. Because all the other people of the world already deceived. What did the book tell you, right? Satan deceived the what? The whole world, right? He ain't got to deceive all the other nations that they don't have God. He already got them. There's nothing to do. So and then on top of that, why do you think it's going to be a white man if you're going to run the Psalms 83 all the time unless you believe the Edomite is a white man? That's the only way you're going to come up with that. So then you're going to say your twin brother is a white man. Now, most of y'all already know this. We know what the blessing is, what Isaac gave to Esau. He got to have a time period to rule the whole earth just like Jacob get one. Nobody pays attention to. What does it say that the beast would do to people who would not take the mark? They would be beheaded. What you behead somebody with? And what do you say Esau would live by when he get dominion? So you have to pay attention to that type of stuff. But y'all already, we done went over that before. Hold on. He said, I was thinking about this the other day, that the time with the beast will probably be like Rosemary's Baby, with people, everyone worshiping Satan openly at a wide level. I mean, they ain't gonna have no choice. They ain't gonna have no choice. Now, some people believe that the beast that take the deadly wound mean this, that, there, and the third. But this man is going to be killed and resurrect from the dead. Shalom, Brother Marcus, man. And you know why? Because he's mimicking Mashiach. See, no, again, as relating, touching the king, my tongue is as a ready writer. We talk about this on numerous occasions. The best way to deceive somebody is to closely align with the truth. The further you away from what the word is, the less likely anyone is going to be deceived. You know what I'm talking about? The Pope can't deceive nobody, because anybody who know the word know he ain't in line with it in no shape, form, or fashion. So we don't care about all the Catholics in the world. They already deceived. Reason why I'm focused on this is because who say they the people of the book all the time? Black folks. That's what you're saying, right? So why would he be deceiving Middle Americans? What's the purpose of deceiving them? That don't make sense. If you say you the people of this book and that the book is referring to you. You know why we know this? You know what we finna read? You know why we know this? Deuteronomy 13. This is why we know this. Deuteronomy 13:1. Come on with it.
So if there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams and give you a sign or a wonder, and a sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto you, saying, let us go after other gods which you have not known, and let us serve them. You should not
pause. Know the key thing he said, what would come to pass? What he said you're supposed to pay attention to? He didn't say no word. He said a what? He didn't say nothing about no word. What the beast coming with? So that's what you're supposed to be paying attention. So why would that relate to other people if other people never got that instruction? You were told specifically, I don't give a damn who come around here and bring to pass whatever. You better not go for it. Read it again.
Say, if there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams and give you a sign or a wonder, and a sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto you, saying, let us go after other gods which you have not known, and let us serve them. You should not hearken unto
He said, let us go after other gods and let us do what?
And let us serve them. What in
Revelation he say everybody would end up doing? Worshiping the serpent who gave power to who? And what does Daniel 11 tell you that he would worship the God of who? Forces, whom his fathers what? Come on, man. Why would that be for everybody else? That's not for them. That's not for them. If you believe that you the people of, amen, brother. If you believe you the people of this book, that's instructions not for them. It is for those who have taken hold to this man covenant. Now, y'all already know about the songs when we ain't got to go through all that. Y'all already know that. You know what I'm talking about? But listen, keep going.
You should not hearken unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams, for Yahuwah your Elohim prove you to know whether you
he do what now?
Prove you.
He do what now?
Prove you.
He do what?
Prove you.
To know what?
Whether you love Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart and with all your soul.
That's the purpose of the beast, man. That's the purpose of it. All this extra stuff you got going on, that junk real good for cinema. You know what I'm talking about? It's good when you're writing books and making movies and for conversation. But in real life, this man pulling your heart to see if you love that word like you say you do. You know how we know this? Luke 12:1. He said, surrender trap. And he is. Amen, Omar. And we done went over that before in the past. That surrender trap is an example of the beast. Y'all recall? I know you remember. Because he came and told you he would blaspheme it like Ezekiel 35 tell you he gonna blaspheme. That man can't save you. You better not listen to him. Anybody else did it? Ain't nobody else ever done it. Come on with
it. Say in the meantime, when they're gathered together an innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trode one upon another, he began to say unto his disciples, first of all, Beware you of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy.
Bear you wear the leaven of the who?
Of the Pharisees,
Which is what?
Hypocrisy.
Which is what?
Hypocrisy.
You gotta watch these people, man. Come on.
For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known.
That's what I mean when I tell you, man, you don't know nobody's heart. That man say there's nothing hidden that won't be what?
Shall not be known.
So that means your heart is going to expose you every single solitary time. But you walk around here talking about you don't know nobody's heart. You lying to me. You know why you don't know nobody's heart? Because you, 1 Samuel 16:7, you look on outward appearance. Elohim look on the heart. You can't look on the heart of somebody. Yeah, you can, because the Lord told you. The abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You know what I'm talking about? He said if that seed fall in the good ground and it fall in a good heart who hear it and understand it, they bring forth fruit with patience to perfection. That means their actions going to show what's in their heart. So that's nonsense. That's a cop-out for towing the line of fooling or justifying or excusing wicked people. That's what that is. Indeed, brother. That's what that is. But don't nobody want to say it. You know why don't nobody want to say it? Because I'm wicked. So if I'm wicked and he wicked, let's just be wicked together. Let me turn the eye to his. Let me not say nothing about his. This is what the statements come in at. You know, we all a work in progress. We all fall short. That's what these statements come in at. This is to justify yourself. Because you could just say, I'm going to stop. You know how to tell this lady, say, man, and this is the real deal of the situation, right? This lady say, why men don't talk about their emotions. And I'm mentioning this here for one reason alone, because you godly people. You got to ask yourself, why are you talking about your feelings when your feelings are temporal? You know what temporal means, don't you? You know what that means? They're temporary. So why am I sitting down focusing on something that I may not even feel like 15 minutes from now? You know what happens when you fixate on things that are temporary? They become permanent. You get depressed, but they become a permanent thought process because your mind is fixated on it. I don't need to sit. The only reason why you'll be talking about your feelings is because you've chosen to reside there. You know why I mention that? Because the book says that those who are Mashiachs have done what? Crucified their affections and lust. I would rather talk about the things of the spirit than to talk about carnality and feelings. My feelings gonna pay. The word of God is eternal. There is not a single solitary feeling that the word of God cannot trump. But when you desire to stay in your feelings, then you always gonna talk about your feelings, which means you always gonna be carnal because you focusing on your flesh. You focusing on that which is temporary. Why do I need to talk about I'm angry all the time? Why do I need to do that? What is the rhyme, reason, and purpose of this? I'm talking about for godly people, bump regular people. What's the purpose of this? Why do you want me fixated on flesh when I should be fixated on the Ruach? He said if you walk in the Ruach, you'll do what? Live in it. But if you walk in your flesh, you're going to what? You're going to fulfill it. The reason why I mentioned that if you focus on your anger, guess what you're going to always be? Angry. You know what the book tell you to do with an angry man? Stay away from him lest he become a snare. He says stay away from people like that. He don't say take him by the hand and walk him through it. He say leave him alone. Because that's going to be a trap for you. See, everybody want to feel like they got most people got a savior complex. You want to come through, you want to save somebody. That nigga need to save himself. You know what I'm talking about? You give an individual the information, that person got to say themselves. You want to feel like you did it. I only mention that because that's how most rules approach the word. You want to say you did it. No, the word gonna do it, but I can't make you take hold to it. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what the book say, man? People got upset with me when I told them the book say second admonition, third admonition, reject. You ain't supposed to keep telling nobody the same thing over and over and over and over again. And you know what people conflate it with? Dealing with people who don't know. Now, of course, you're not just going to say screw it to somebody who don't know. But if they go to running their mouth, blaspheming and speaking against that Kadash word by which we say, I'm going to leave you alone too. I'm not going to keep talking to you. That's right. I'm going to move on. But if it's somebody who in the word, man, that man don't tell you keep talking to these people over and over again. If I done told you 4 times and you ain't did it, what number 6 going to do? Because you know what niggas don't recognize him? You know what he told Ezekiel in Ezekiel chapter 3? He said, Ezekiel, they ain't going to listen to you because they don't do what? They don't listen to me. If you ain't going to hear the word of God, you ain't going to listen to me. No matter what I say. Where you at with it?
Luke 12,
Keep on rolling. Luke 12 and what?
verse 3.
Luke 12 and 3. Listen to it.
Say, therefore, whatsoever you have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light. That which you have spoken in the air and closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetop.
Listen.
And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body.
Be not afraid of them who kill the body.
And after that, have no more that they can do.
Ain't nothing else they can do. You dead.
But I will forewarn you whom you shall fear.
This is who you ought to respect.
Fear him which after he have killed had power to cast into hell.
I say what?
Fear him.
You don't need to worry about the beast. What can the beast do to you? Come on back to Isaiah 8, man. Read verse 13 one more time. Everybody want to identify who this is and who that is, but the people are not equipped to be able to endure it regardless of who it is. Come on with it.
Sanctify Yahuwah of hosts, and him you fear, and him you dread. He shall be for a sanctuary.
So you ought to fear and have dread towards Yahuwah, not man. That's why he tell you that the beast is a man. The beast can't be nobody but a man. Everybody, oh, it's the Pope, because no, it's got to be a man. When the Lord came in the flesh, what was it? A man. You weren't dealing with spirit, so why would you be dealing with a spirit now? You know why people look at it that way? Because you think Satan is somebody sitting on the throne ruling. That's why people think Satan is in hell tormenting people. He ain't tormenting nobody. He going to hell to get tormented. He going to be in hell with you. And he ain't going to be the head nigga in hell. He going to be a regular nigga burning. So don't move in with him. But what he doing is, again, you have to remember this here, right? Satan wants to mimic Mashiach because Esau wanted what Jacob had because he despised it. So he going to take it and he going to misuse it. That's why Daniel 8 say this man to have understanding of what? Dark sentences. Wouldn't you think Esau would have understanding of the word? He come from Abraham's stock. If he Isaac's son, you don't think Abraham taught him word too? You don't think Isaac taught him word too? But guess what he going to do with that word? Pervert it. He gonna pervert it. See, stuff can't, everything, as y'all know, because I say this all the time, everything ain't got to be fantastical. Some things are just simple, simplistic, lining up with the word, and you're gonna see the same thing over again and see if you stupid enough for it. You know what I'm talking about? And you know why? Because a lot of these people, their tongues are not ready writers. They're not recounting and retelling what the play is. So you're looking for some type of great theatrical motion picture, something with high drama. That's why they try to make Bible movies, and that's why they have to add extra stuff in it, because they want high drama in it. They don't even realize that this is just average, regular people living a life. Absolutely. People don't realize that, man. People want the story of Mashiach to have all this high drama, right? In reality, the only part that had high drama was what? His death. And that's the part when they make a movie, that's the part they always focus on it. Because the rest of the stuff they can't focus on. You know why? Because it's teaching righteousness according to godliness through faith. They can't make the movie about that. Because then they'd be ministering to millions of people and they don't want to do that. You ain't going to get no drama out of that. How you going to get drama out of Sermon on the Mount? You don't get no drama out of that. It don't work. That's why when they make biblical movies, who do they make it about? They only make it about Moses and the Lord's death. With the flood, they can add some other stuff in. They can't make they don't want to make movies about David. They got drama in there for it, but because if they make it accurate, that's why I tell you I don't watch them type of movies. I'm not finna watch no movie about the word to be entertained. Why you go ahead?
You ever watch I think it's just called No. It was on Netflix. I checked out a little bit later. They were saying it was like based on Book of Enoch, something like that.
Yeah, I ain't never read the Book of Enoch, so I wouldn't even know what it was.
Fallen angels.
Oh yeah, now I do know this part. They say the fallen angels taught man all these curious arts, taught women how to wear makeup and all this other stuff. Now I done heard that before. I know you done read it. Yeah, he can tell you about it. Go ahead, tell him about it.
Say the fallen came down, taught people about how to make weapons, taught them how to paint their things, taught them magic, and they say that's why he destroyed the earth. And Enoch can say he destroyed the earth because everybody was following after the angels.
Oh, Mika say she used to believe, but Genesis say because the earth was corrupted and the way of Yahuwah was corrupted, and man's heart was filled with violence.
So niggas feel like Enoch was filling clue in on the details that the Bible says. That's why they don't go on. And it kind of explains what happened to Enoch, because Genesis didn't really say he was taken up.
And you know why Genesis don't really say? Because it ain't none of your business. And you know why niggas want to know? Because your nose is hell. And you feel like you need to know every minute detail about everything. Yeah, you feel like you entitled to know that information. What does it matter why he took him up? He took him up. That's all you needed to know. If he took him up for one reason, because it said he pleased God. That's what the book say. That's all you need to know. I don't need to know the who. I don't need no play-by-play detail. For what? You know why niggas need a play-by-play detail? Because you don't believe it. Because him taking him up should be enough. That's what dudes say. Well, what happened with this? Why you care? I want to know what Jesus was doing for his first 12 years in life. Why do you want to know that? Why do you even care? That ain't never ran across my mind. I don't care what he was doing between 12 and 30. You know what he was doing between 12 and 30? Stuff that 13, 14, 15, and 16-year-old men do in ancient Judah in the first century. That's what he was doing.
The book of the 12 is like the book of Enoch for Christians. The book of the 12 is supposed to elaborate what Christ was doing.
Carpentry work with his daddy.
Him being born and him coming on
Till it's time to work. He did what he was supposed to do till it's time to work, what his daddy told him to do. He say, son, go get the beams and let's get this house built. Yes, sir. Yeah, they do say that. Then they'll say that one of them books say he killed the dude and brought him back to life, all type of stuff, man. I just never thought about that type of stuff because I never cared. I understand that some people do. It just never ran across my mind. Come on. Where you at with it?
Isaiah 8:14.
Come on, Isaiah 8:14.
He shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling and for a rock of offense to both the house of Yasharal.
Hold on. Go ahead.
For a gin and a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
This man is a gin and a snare. He's a trap to everybody in Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken. And
they going to stumble and fall and be what?
And be broken.
That's why them boys fell in John. You know what I'm talking about? John 18:1. That's why they fell over here. That's why they fell over here. Besides the one in Genesis 49, that's why they fell. You think these people just stumbled backwards for nothing? He was a trap for them. Man, these people's souls got instead dealing with this here, man. You know what I'm talking about? Come on with it.
When Yahushua had spoken these words, he went forth with his disciples over the brook Cedron, where was a garden, into the which he entered and his disciples. And Judas also, which betrayed him, knew the place. Mm-hmm. Yahushua oftentimes resorted there with his disciples. Judas, then having received a band and officers from the chief priests and Pharisees, came there with lanterns and torches and weapons. Yahushua, therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him, went forth and said unto them, whom seek you?
Who you looking for?
They answered him, Yahushua of Nazareth. Yahushua said unto them,
I am who?
And Judas also, which betrayed him, stood with them. As soon as then, as he had said unto them, I am, they went backward and fell to the ground.
They went what?
Backward and fell to the ground.
That's what Isaiah told you, right? Now go to Genesis 49 on the strength, because we ain't talked about it in a long time. And Berto, he said, would you say the same with the thief on the cross when he recognized him? Oh, yeah, we talked about it the other day. That tie into what happened with Joseph when he was in the prison. How one dude got spared and one dude died. You know what I'm talking about? And that's also an example of, blessed is he who is forgiven, whose sins aren't mentioned to him. By faith you are saved. See, it's not the aspect of Christianity where you on your deathbed and you say, I believe in Jesus and you be saved. That's not what happened. You have to recall that thief had to be there to witness every single solitary thing that this man was doing. And 9 times out of 10 knew the word also. So then when he seen this going down, he realized, whoa, that's that dude. That's it. It's not that difficult because we omit that part because we think these people ain't on no word because we don't know no word. They were raised in it. They knew it. They just didn't know the testimony part. So when they seen this man, they were like, whoa. Not everybody. Truth be told, it was a small percentage. It's like that now. Bro, then we're arguing about that earlier. Like, show me the Lord show me your Jesus here. And he mentioned Isaiah 53. Everybody always mentioned Isaiah 53. Most people are not equipped enough to have that conversation. I'm going to tell you, I don't want to talk about Isaiah 53. Pick something else. You got 39 books to pick from, and you want to pick Isaiah 53? I'm not the rest of them niggas. Don't talk to me about Isaiah. Don't bring me Psalms 22 either, and don't bring me Daniel 7. Bring me something else. If you want to talk about them, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because we were having conversations. They do say, hey, man, Psalms ain't prophecy. There's nothing I can say to somebody who don't believe that those are prophetic writings. The problem is people want to convince somebody that it is prophetic. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm going to lay my case out. You can accept it or reject it. Don't make me no never mind. I'm already persuaded. This is why we're dealing what we're dealing with in Psalm. As touching the king, my tongue is the pen of a ready writer. You're supposed to be skilled enough to recount and retell the matters touching your king, Yahushua HaMashiach. If you're not, it would be best to hold your peace. Because you remember what Paul said when he was quoting Psalms 116, I believe, so what? I have spoken. If you don't believe, you can't speak on the man, which is why he don't give his word to everybody in regards to the testimony, because everybody don't really believe. How you going to speak on something you don't believe in? And that's why I say if you would have believed Moses, you would have believed me because he wrote of me. He said, but if you don't believe his writings, then you're not going to believe my words. Most of these niggas don't believe their book, man. Man, everybody playing dress up out this hole. Everybody playing pretend and want to be this, that, there, and the third, man. That's why you got grown niggas saying I'm the greatest pastor in the world, or niggas saying this and boasting and esteeming. We already read that Wednesday, man. If you around here talking about you the greatest, you already know the Lord ain't sent you. Because he told you he that's greatest among you, let him be a servant. Because that's what his apostles were arguing about. And if he taught the 12 and told them, hey, man, that ain't something we do over here, because if you want to be the greatest, that means you want to exercise lordship and want the people to benefit off the people. You have to pay attention to that, man. The man done gave you the game. He done gave you the game to people who work for him and who don't. But you don't give a damn because you just say, well, he black. My mama black. I'm blackity black. Watch CB4 then. Come on with it, cuz. Isaiah 8 and what?
Tell me what this is 49.
Yeah, give me verse 10, man. Tell me what that says. It ain't verse 10. It ain't verse 10. Tell me what verse 14 says. Matter of fact, just give me Dan and call the verse out. We ain't got time to be hopscotch.
That's verse 16.
Genesis 49 and 16.
Say, Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Yasharal. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in the path, that bite the horse's heel, so that his rider shall fall backward.
He bite the who?
The horse's heel.
So his rider will do what?
Fall backward.
Now, a lot of people will read that right, and they say, see, that's why Dan ain't a tribe no more. Let me tell you something, man. Ask yourself this question. Who do Yahuwah make a covenant with? I'm being dead serious so you can understand this when you run across this type of information. Who did Yahuwah make a covenant with? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Who is Dan come from? So that means Dan would be a part of the covenant that he made with his father, right? Do we need to read where he made this covenant with him? In Genesis 28? In Genesis 35? So now you got to ask yourself, what could Dan do to get him eliminated that the other tribes didn't do? Because if he eliminate one tribe, he's going to have to eliminate them all. You know why? Because that would be unjust judgment. That's a false balance and a false weight. What did Dan do? Because they all worship idols. Is not idolatry a breaking of the covenant? Is not idolatry punishable by death? Did he not say, let me disinherit them and I'll make a people out of Moses? Why Dan get spared? He said Judah was more treacherous than Israel. Dan was part of Israel if you're going to deal with a split. How is Dan got a gate, but he's separate? Nigga don't even realize, how can Yahuwah get rid of a tribe? He would be breaking his own word. Come on, man. Benjamin raping booty hole, man. Come on, man. These people was out here. Come on, man. Judah had sodomites hanging out at the temple. Because Hezekiah had to get rid of them. They had sodomites hanging out at the temple, man. Reuben slept with his father's, concubine. Or his handmaid. Which, of course, you know a lot of brews like to throw that out there. Man, Jacob ain't had 4 wives. He had 2. Them other 2 women don't count. He had no covenant with them women. But that's because you have to understand the cultural context of how them people live. A handmaid was basically a slave. She worked for the woman of the household. And if that woman told her, hey, I can't have no baby, give my husband some buns, she was obligated to do it. That's just what went down. It wasn't no question like, no, I love it. A woman at that time wouldn't even thought twice about giving a handmaid to her husband. She wouldn't have gave a damn. Because she'd have looked at, my husband ain't got no children. It ain't about me. Yes, ma'am. But people don't want to hear that. And I'm not telling you to advocate to go get you a concubine. I'm telling you the thought process of what they had. They wouldn't have had what most women in this generation would rather their husband be childless. You'd rather him be childless just to say he mine though. Them women didn't think like that back then. They just didn't. That's not the culture that they lived in. That's not the society that they lived in. Their whole thought process and desire is for this man to have offspring. That's it. Most specifically, a son. That was you seen how Hannah was sad because of what? You seen what her husband had to tell her. He said, ain't I better than you than a son? She said, no, man, if I ain't gave you no son, I ain't fulfilled my purpose. That's what her thought process was. See, we live in a different time. You look like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't care nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care nothing about it. I'm talking about people who say they serve Yahuwah. I'm not talking about people who in the world, man. They got a different idea of how they live. I praise Yahuwah. Yeah, they just live different. The thought process was different. That's all. This is not because you have to specify these things, right? That we're not advocating for that. You know what I'm talking about? As Brother Herman put in, he told Adam, be fruitful and multiply. The thought process was different. See, the thought process in this society is like a woman, you can't possess no man. You don't possess me. You know what I'm talking about? That's not how that works. You don't own me. You can't ask me to put my life on the line and then think you can own and dictate to me. That means at that point, I've abdicated my authority as a man, not as authority as a man per se over you, but authority as a man over my own life. I got a mama. I don't need another one. You know what I'm talking about? I have a mother. That's how every man is supposed to approach that. I have a mother. I don't need my wife to be my mama. My mama is my mama. That's all the mothering I need. If you want to be a mother, then go have some children. You know what I'm talking about? But if you're going to be with me, you're going to know what it is to be a wife. Because at that point, you're going to tell me you're going to mother the Lord. Because if he told you to have respect unto your husband as unto the Lord, you're going to mother the Lord. But you know where that stuff come in at? Because of the societal stereotypes that men are as children and they can't function without a woman. Just because you pick bottom of the barrel niggas who can't function, that don't mean that more women don't want a man who can function without the need. I just heard a woman say, I don't shack up. I'm not going to live with you and be cooking and cleaning. You think that make you a good woman because you cook a plate and wash some drawers and wipe a baseboard down? You think that make you good? That makes you adept at domestic skills. That don't make you good. You know what make you good as a woman? You know what Proverbs 31 say? In her tongue is the law of kindness. You know what I'm talking about? Get it for him, man. That's what make you good. Proverbs 31 and 21. This what make you good. Cooking and cleaning don't make you good. Harlots cooking clean. We could go find a prostitute right now who could whip you up a mean meal, nigga. Clean your house from top to bottom. Ain't worth a damn. How you say you a good woman, you ain't no help needed? That's what you were created for. I wasn't created to be your help me. I heard women say, you don't feel like you're supposed to make a woman's life easier? Nigga, no. At that point, I'm a woman. Does that mean you coming to somebody and trying to make their life difficult? Absolutely not. But if I'm coming into this thought process of what can I do to make your life easier? I'm the wife. I'm the wife in this instance because now I'm trying to be the aid, help, and the relief to you. I have abdicated my position that Yahuwah has ordained me to be in. I cannot function in my authority properly to lead and guide the house in the fear and admonition of Yahuwah if I'm seeking to be your help me. That's not how that works. See, there's a difference from serving and being a help me. You understand? I didn't say you weren't supposed to serve. I said I'm not your help me. You understand the difference?
You want to say you will make our lives easy.
Now he give you the tools for you to do what you need to do, but he ain't your help me. Now the Ruach is a help me, but that's a help me in a different fashion. You know what I'm talking about? But he ain't coming. You know why? Because there's some of us, like we talked about Wednesday, we finna get you. He said, hey man, the poor be with you always. So it'll be some people look at that, he ain't no help me to them. Because niggas was having this conversation earlier. Because, dude, the question was asked. I didn't get to hear anything because I was working. Has Jesus hurt the black community? Some people don't be realizing that some people are scarred based off their people's perception of how the Lord is supposed to operate. And therefore, they don't want to fool with him. And some people who in the word don't understand that because you didn't experience that. Like if your mama beat the brakes off you, as the dude come out based off of what she believed that Jesus said you're supposed to do, he going to grow up with a skewed perception of who this person is. He not going to hold to him like you do. You know what I'm talking about? But see, Yahuwah serves. You know what I'm talking about? He not your help me. See, we supposed to aid and help into fulfilling his will. You know what I'm talking about? That's why I say we got to know the difference. You're not a help me, but you're supposed to serve. You know what I'm talking about? And there's a difference from being a servant and being a help me. You know what I'm talking about? You're supposed to minister to your household, to your wife, to your kids, in whatever capacity that you're able to do so. Because remember what the Lord said. He said, I'm not one who's being served. I'm amongst you as one that what? Serve. But I'm not your helpmeet, though. I'm not your helpmeet. I'm not your aid, help, and relief. In the aspect of your day-to-day. Now, you're talking about being the aid, help, and relief from sin and death. That's a whole nother conversation. You know what I'm talking about? But as a man, y'all remember a long time ago we dealt with that king serve. So there's a difference. That don't mean just be like, do what I say, woman, now. And you do nothing. No. There's a difference between being a servant and a helpmeet, because a helpmeet attaches on to the vision of the man who she with. You know what I'm talking about? What does the proverb tell you, man? Well, there's no what? When there's no vision, the people what? So when you're dealing with a man who ain't got no vision, baby, guess what's going to happen to you if you fool with it? You're going to be destroyed. You know what I'm talking about? You're going to be destroyed. That's what's going to happen. That's why I say you can't be no helpmeet, because you can't go in and get on a woman's program and vision. She's supposed to come in and get on your program and vision and assist in what you got going on. Do vision boards. Because what did Yahuwah gave you the vision and then give you the option to what? Whether you be a servant, whether you be an apostle, whether you be a worker of miracles, whatever the case may be, you are aiding in the fulfilling of his vision. You know what I'm talking about? But he ministers to you based off of what? I love those that love me. I keep covenant with those who love me. Therefore, I serve you according to the covenant agreement that I have made with you. So I give you service. Remember, because they say that in Romans 9, the covenants of God, the service of God. I serve you, but you might help me. I'm not here to help you. The reason why I say that, because when people get in the word, what's the first thing they think God is there to do to help them fulfill their what? Dreams, goals, visions, plans. That's what help me do. You know what I'm talking about? Your woman's supposed to help you fulfill your visions, dreams, and plans and goals. That's her job. If she don't want to participate in that, she don't want to be a woman. Much less a wife. She don't even want to be a woman. Because he said, I'm going to make a helpmeet like what? Unto you. That means she don't even want to be a woman. You can't do nothing with no woman who don't want to help you. What the hell you here for? That means you a taker. You know who's a taker? The devil. The devil is a taker. What can I get from you? He ain't going to give you nothing in return. But hard times. You know what I'm saying? A woman who's a helpmeet is going to be like, okay, boom, 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 boom. Because she knows the fulfilling of your will benefits who? Her. You fulfill Yahuwah's will, who does that benefit? You. He don't get no benefit from you doing that. You see that there? He said, even if you go to etymology, the word woman, it means serve. I have heard that before. Or it might be wife. One of the two. I think Chronicles used to say that all the time then. Would that wife mean serving or help, something like that? That's all, man. But come on, give me Proverbs 31 and tell me what 20 says.
She stretched out her hand to the poor.
One of the first things you see that if this woman is a good woman or a godly woman, she's merciful.
Yea, she stretched forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household.
And she ain't lazy.
For all her household clothed with scarlet.
Mm.
She make herself coverings of tapestry, her clothing silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates. When he sit among the elders of the land, she make fine linen and sell it, and deliver girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor, her clothing. She shall rejoice in time to come.
Strength and honor is her clothing. So this is a respectable and strong in faith type of woman. Tell them what strength and honor is by definition. This is intrinsic. So you're not a good woman because you can whip up some food.
Strength is always might or strength.
What is her strength? She trusts in Yahuwah. Trust in Yahuwah is everlasting strength. This is what she's clothed in.
And honor is hadar.
And of course, that's splendor, honor, esteem. She clothes herself in the splendor of her reverence to her God. This would make her a good woman. You're not good because you could cook some food. No different than a man ain't good because he can make some money. That man can make some money and comes in the house and hit you dead upside your head. But he makes some money though. That man can come in the house and call you everything but your name. Everything but your name. But he pay the bills though. Go ahead, man.
She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue the law of kindness.
She opened her mouth with what?
With wisdom.
That means this woman has skill. You know what it takes us back to? Because you're supposed to know it's Abigail was a woman of what? Understanding. So that means when she opened her mouth to David, David knew, okay, you should be able to perceive wisdom in a woman's mouth. A lot of women like, they don't listen to me because they know when you open your mouth, you ain't got no wisdom. So what I'm going to listen to you for? Do you want somebody to listen to you because you just want to be heard? Or do you want somebody to listen to you because you actually have wisdom to give? Because if you just talking just to be heard, you just want me to listen to filler information. I don't want to hear this. Why you mad at me? Because you ain't got nothing to say. The book say a fool is known by the multitude of his what? Of his words. You know what I'm talking about? So what you just want to be heard, man? You too goddamn old talking about I want to be heard. You should want to have impact with your words when you speak. If your words they ain't got no impact, you just talking to hear yourself talk. Talk to your homegirls for that. And what I mean by that is, that means you ain't gonna have no wisdom to give to your friends. You ain't gonna have no wisdom to give to your children. You ain't gonna be able to, come on, man. Sarah had some wisdom to shoot Abraham at a time, didn't it? We just mentioned Abigail, she had some. Deborah had some. See, it's not just talking for the sake of talking. Because you ain't supposed to listen to no man who ain't got nothing to say just because he talking. This ain't regulated just to no woman. But more specifically, if you want to be known as a godly woman, a good woman, it's supposed to be some wisdom. And what is wisdom civic? That's some skill, some kokma, some skill in war. Read it again, man.
She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue the law of kindness.
That means she kind when she also speaks to people. See, listen, right? A lot of people be wondering, like, hey, man, why don't nobody? Because, you know, I'm talking about women in this generation. Nobody listens to us. Niggas listen to women 2-3 generations back with no problem. You never heard none of them women 2, 3, 4 generations back talking about ain't nobody listening to them. You know what happened with women 2, 3, 4 generations back? Niggas went looking for them. I'm gonna holler. Great grandma got something to say. Well, of course, I'm saying great grandma, but in them they would have been like, grandma got something to say. Mama know. I'm talking about men and all. Nobody would have had no problem. You know why? Because they would have known she had some wisdom to give. Man, ain't nobody hollering at these grandmas and mamas. Now they know you stupid. You ain't got nothing to tell me. And you know why? Because you didn't take the time to craft and develop yourself outside of making a hot plate and tooting your booty in the air. You know what I'm talking about? And worrying about having fun, you have a childlike mentality. So therefore, wisdom didn't have a space to develop and grow. And guess what happened with the young men? They birthed and dwelling with men and women who have a childlike mentality, so they don't have nobody to get no wisdom from. Because grandma and granddaddy still trying to hang out with you. You know what I'm talking about? So you can't get no wisdom from nowhere. You know how, come on, man, you're supposed to be able to go to a 70-year-old woman and get some, shoot, 45, 50. I'm talking about if we go back to the time of the 80s and the 70s and the 60s and the 50s, none of them black women would complain about what nobody listening to them. Because everybody went looking for them. They say, well, daddy ain't here. Grandma gonna know what to do. Mama gonna know what to do. And when I say that, and not even that, if they were sitting in the house with him and something came up, she would have the skill to tell you what to do. You don't got that no more. All she want to tell you is where she want to hang out at. You ain't worth a damn. That's not my fault. That's your fault. Shoot, I feel you on that. That's why, I don't be understanding these niggas now. Niggas don't even like to talk to older people, man. I never understood that. You don't want to talk to somebody who older than you? Or you a Rehoboam type nigga. You don't listen to your friends who can't tell you nothing. Yeah, that ain't no disrespect to no ladies, man, but y'all know the generation we live in. Do you believe the generation of women in y'all time are full of any type of wisdom? Y'all friends with them. You know your friends. PG had to die. I'm dead. Shoot, most of these niggas stupid as hell. So if you know the men dumb as hell, you know the women ain't too far behind. Come on with it. Where we at with it? Now that was good enough. Come on back to Isaiah. Go bring me a paper towel. Thank you. Come on with it, bro.
Who is it? Verse 15.
Isaiah 8:15.
Saying, many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken.
Now pause. Now we just read that in Genesis 49, right? Now go back to John 18. I said we're gonna recount and retell. You ain't realize that what we're doing. I'm gonna still hit them ants though. Because I'm gonna get them ants done tonight. Thank you. Well, you ain't even bring that. Listen. You're all right. You're all right. Come on.
Verse 6.
Go ahead.
Say, as soon as then as he had said unto them, I am, they went backward and fell to the ground.
You know why they went backward and fell to the ground? Because they were that confederacy. They were that conspiracy to come against him. And that's why he was a snare and a trap to them. See, people don't realize something, man. Sometimes you're not supposed to persuade somebody to believe in Mashiach. Excuse me. Sometimes that's just supposed to be a snare and a trap for them to be taken down. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Don't you realize in Psalm 69, he said, let that table that's for their welfare, let it be for a snare and a trap. These feast days supposed to be a snare and a trap for these people, man. But it's supposed to be for your benefit. My Lord. Come on, man. There you go. There it is, Brother Herman.
Then I see them again, whom seek you? And they said, Yahushua of Nazareth. Yahushua answered, I have told you that I am. If therefore you seek me, let these go their way. That the saying might be fulfilled which he spake.
I lost none.
Which you gave me, have I lost none.
Come on back to Isaiah 8. Now, I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm going to ask y'all this question before he read this here. Man, what y'all think the best way to do? Well, not the best way. What's some of the ways you believe that wisdom is developed? This doesn't matter, man, because wisdom is wisdom. Now, a woman's wisdom is a tad bit different than a man's wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman's wisdom, as you just read, it's salted with a little bit of kindness in it. You know what I'm saying? Experience is definitely one of the best ways to get it. You know what the best way to get wisdom from experience? From somebody else. So you ain't have to go through that. Most people ain't wise enough to sit back and say, I can learn from their successes or mistakes, so I don't have to go through that. But you know how most people want to do? Zoe said the same thing as me. You want to be hard-headed and go through it yourself. I never understood that one. Me, you just stupid and rebellious. Because somebody ain't got to show me the wrong way, but one time for me to know, well, shoot, I ain't finna try it and think it's going to be different for me. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom is developed by experience, most definitely. Do you believe it's other ways that wisdom is developed? I also believe, as you've seen with Solomon, that sometimes wisdom is just given. He said, I told you so. You say patience, active instruction with prudence, developed through knowledge from elders. Hey, I like all of them. There's no necessarily no right or wrong answer. It's just from your perspective. You know what I'm saying? Unless you say some old weird stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, they definitely can give it from elder. I say, but and a lot of times though, wisdom is given. Remember how we read Wednesday? He said, you know, if you lack wisdom, ask him. He'll give it. He'll give it generously, long as you believe. And as you've seen with Solomon, he asked for wisdom and due judgment. Yahuwah multiplied it. Because some people God just give wisdom to, they ain't have to do nothing for it. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, wisdom is skill in war. But this is also the key point from the text, Job 28 and 28, so you can see what it is, man. Then Proverbs 1 and 1 on general principle.
And unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, to depart from evil, understanding.
When you have reverence for Yahuwah, that's the first aspect where you can start getting some skill. Most people ain't got no wisdom because they don't reverence Yahuwah. And remember, it said that favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears Yahuwah, she shall be praised. This is why there's wisdom in her mouth, like we read in Proverbs 31, because this woman has reverence for Yahuwah. When you begin to have reverence for Yahuwah, he can impart that type of wisdom to you because you done already started the first process. And we ain't talking about just keeping commandments because, of course, that's a given. We're talking about having reverence and respect for his authority. Reverence and respect for his power. Reverence and respect for his goodness. A lot of people have a problem. You don't respect. Unfortunately, in this generation, a lot of women were not raised to have any respect for men. So you're not going to have respect for God, because if man is made in God's image and you don't have respect for man, there's no way you're going to have respect for God. It's going to be very difficult for you to pull that off. I'm not saying that that's a detriment to women. We're talking about how they raised. You understand? See, if a lady shared a post today, right? She said men are not raised to be providers and this, that, there, and the third. I say a lot of men probably taught and raised to get money. I don't believe anybody raises a man with the thought of an imaginary woman to take care of one day. You know what I'm talking about? I don't think men walking around thinking about an imaginary woman that I need to get this money for in the event of this, that, there, and the third. I do believe most men are taught that you need to develop yourself in a certain manner before you think about taking on the responsibility of having a woman and some children. You know what I'm talking about? But that's just a given. You know what I'm saying? You get told, hey, boy, you better make sure your paper right before you go to do X, Y, and Z, boy. But just like raising a child up to be, because when you raise a young man up with the thought process that he needs to start getting money to take care of a woman, you're raising him to be a trick. You know what I'm talking about? That's not the aspect of being a husbandman. Because you know that this woman and children are your what? Responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So what you would actually, if you're going to raise a young man to be a husband, you want him to understand the tenets of what? Responsibility. Son, this is what happens when you take on a wife and when you have children. They are your responsibility. This is what entails. This is what is required of you. If you're not able to meet that responsibility, son, I would tell you not to dibble and dabble in that. See, a lot of these niggas don't want the responsibility, but you want the coochie and the authority. So you ain't got no business having that responsibility. You need to just go ahead and stay in your room in the dark doing God knows what. Because that's what you really supposed to tell him. You ain't supposed to say, son, you got to get your money right, take care of your family one day. No, that doesn't mean he's going to be a husband. He's just going to know how to trick off his bread. He got to understand the responsibility. Because to be a father of children is a sacred responsibility. That means that Yahuwah allowed your seed to actually join to this woman's egg and produce someone who is made in your likeness and image, and he committed that offspring to your responsibility. You know what I'm talking about? That's a sacred responsibility. So you have to understand that early. You know what I'm talking about? Because whores get married. And broke bum niggas get married too. You say, what's a good real life situation that can explain wisdom? Ain't no one singular real life explanation that can explain wisdom. Because wisdom is just skill. It's to know what to do and when to do it or what not to do. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom is an applied skill. Remember, it's Kokma's skill in war. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you say you got to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. You got to know how to move. You got to have some skill, some cunningness to be able to navigate in and out of situations. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people always like the book of Proverbs, because in reality, when you're dealing with real life stuff, it gives you the skill to navigate in and out of situations. Know what type of people to deal with, know what character traits of certain type of people and how to avoid them or how to interact with them. Brother Herman say, peace be still. That's a strong piece of wisdom, because sometimes you got to know when to be still. Sometimes you got to know when to talk. Sometimes you got to know when to be quiet. See, like when they was accusing Yahushua, he had enough wisdom to know to be quiet. The same way Jacob said, I'm going to let my righteousness answer for me. I ain't got to defend myself. I ain't got to prove none of you. Sometimes you got to defend yourself. But you got to have the wisdom to know when, and you got to have the wisdom to know when to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Read a Proverbs 1:1. But a practical, real life explanation for some wisdom is what you heard in Job 28. Fear God. And wisdom can be added unto you. Truth be told, when you're dealing with wisdom, man, at least from my personal perspective, man, you don't realize you begin to attain it. You just realize that it begins to grow. Most people don't like wisdom because it ain't going to tell you what you want to hear all the time. Most people want to be told what they want to hear. Go ahead, man.
Said Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Yasharal, to know wisdom and instructions, perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice and judgment and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion.
Wisdom give you skill. When he tell you subtlety, that's skill, that's craftiness. Go ahead, man. When you get in wisdom, you got to have the ability to take chastisement and discipline. Go ahead.
Say, a wise will hear and will increase learning.
One thing about a wise man is he gonna listen and he gonna add to the learning that he has.
And a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel.
A man of understanding gonna do what?
Attain unto wise
counsel. That's what Brother Ellis meant when he said you go holler at your elders, you gonna listen to wise people. You ain't gonna be like Rehoboam and listen to your friends who's stupid as you. You got to be a real damn fool to listen to people who's just as dumb as you. You know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense. I know everybody, I'm going to holler at my peers, but if your peers got as much experience as you, what you asking them for? What type of information? Remember when we mentioned what 50 said, what his granddaddy told him? He said, man, what you going to get out of having a conversation with a nigga who ain't got nothing going on? Meaning, what type of information you can extract from this individual that can add value to your life? And people will sit back and listen to a nigga who can't tell them nothing because that's my friend. Because you my friend don't mean you can give me wise counsel. We can be friends and I know you're not wise, and that's okay. That's not a shot at you. That doesn't mean you're less than, but I know that nigga ain't got no. I got a lot of friends. I know if I needed something, I'm not talking to this nigga. I'm not asking him. Does that mean he not my friend? See, the biggest problem people think is you think your friend's supposed to fit every slot. If your friend ain't got no wisdom, he ain't got no wisdom, cuz. It is what it is. If he's not a man of understanding, he's not a man of understanding. See, I know that's different for you ladies because you feel like your friend's supposed to fit every slot in life. Men know better than that. You know what I'm saying? We know better than that. That's my dog. But I wouldn't ask that nigga to help me get out of a paper bag. That don't mean I don't love this nigga. That don't mean I talk about him. But I know in certain areas, no. No. You know what I'm talking about? Just like that. And I don't look at it and be like, wow, if he be your friend, you supposed to be able to get wisdom from. Says who? Why you feel like you supposed to get everything from all your friends? Man, what's wrong? That's why you be disappointed. I ain't disappointed in this nigga if I know he's stupid. That don't mean he ain't a good dude. He just stupid. When y'all just talking about a nigga who's stupid? Is he a bad dude? He just stupid. He living in a fantasy world. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That don't mean he ain't all right. I play ball with him. You know what I'm saying? We can kick it and all. But if I needed life advice, I ain't calling him. If I was perplexed by the matter, I ain't calling him. I ain't calling him. You remember when this nigga wanted to teach around here and he said he ain't know no word like that? Now why the hell anybody call? A nigga tell me I'm not calling you for life advice. You ain't even got enough self-awareness to know if I don't know word like that. How the hell this nigga got? He ain't got enough wisdom to know I shouldn't teach nobody if I don't know the word like that. See, this is a small, subtle thing. You tell me, I know you ain't got no wisdom because you ain't got enough wisdom to know I shouldn't do that. Let me get my weight up. You know what I'm talking about? That's no disrespect. That's just the reality. All you niggas heard the nigga say it. It's not like it ain't nothing that we can't pull up on no camera and this nigga said it. It's on tape. They think I be making this stuff up. He said, I debate my peers and teach. Oh, yeah, that's what John Henry Carter said. He said, I was just thinking about it. It's crazy how you could use the scripture to justify yourselves. I wonder if Rehoboam and his friends reference Job 32. Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. But a lot of times, you're going to stick close to your friends because you know your friends going to counsel you to what you want to be told. One thing I've learned in this life is most people are not going to call the person that they know is not necessarily going to tell them what they want to hear. You remember what Jehoshaphat said to Ahab? You ain't got no other prophets here? Yeah, Micaiah, but I don't like him because he don't ever speak well concerning me. That's why Yahuwah put the lying tongue and all his prophets, because that's what he wanted to hear. So since that's what you want, here you go. See, people don't think that the Lord operate like that, but he tell you that numerous times. Since you have to be careful with that. If everybody telling you what you want to hear, boy, the Lord could have go ahead and tell this stupid nigga what he want to hear. Go ahead. I'm going to give you a circle of niggas who going to justify you because I want you to go ahead and crash out. But he'll leave one person to be like, boy, don't you do, boy, you stupid as all I know is you do that. See, that nigga be hating on me, cuz. That's what niggas scream every time. Then they crash out, and then they be thinking about it probably be just like when that cock crew, and the Lord looked at Peter. He ain't had to say nothing, he just looked at him. You know what time it is. I say that the person who had that one person telling him, boy, don't you do that stupid junk, that nigga probably face probably pop up in his head. Damn, I should have listened to this nigga. I can't tell him it went bad though.
You say that's more wisdom or judgment. We had a line prophet in here.
Oh, that was judgment. That's when he give you over to a reprobate mind, give you over to your own lust. He say, you know, when I call, you didn't answer, so I'll choose out your delusions for you. I'm going to give you what you want. Or when he say, hey, man, I'll give you over to your lust and see what your end going to be. Since you want to go up there and fight these people, even though I told you don't take your stupid behind up there, I'm going to let all these prophets tell you, go on up there and crash out then. Because that's what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? That's what people don't realize, man. Sometimes that man give you what you want so it can destroy you. Because you was already wanting to destroy yourself anyway. Because you heard what he said. Micaiah was there the whole time. He didn't want to ask him. He literally said, he never speak well concerning me. Prophet slapping everybody. Slap Micaiah in the mouth. Who tell you? Shoot. Be mad at Ahab. Don't be mad at Micaiah. Come on, man. Yeah, we good on that. Come on back to man, where we started from? No. Oh yeah, we ain't got what I wanted in Isaiah 8 yet. Come on with it. We about to run up on it. Shalom, Amun.
Verse 16.
Listen.
Bind up the testimony.
It is.
Seal the law among my disciples.
See, praise you. We went through all this stuff we went through, and that's the verse I want to be honest with you. Go ahead.
And I will wait upon Yahuwah that hide his face from the house of Jacob.
Pause. He said, bind up the testimony and do what?
Seal the law among my disciples.
Now read verse 20.
To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, because no light in them.
Now we came here because it said every scribe which is instructed in the kingdom of heaven. I mean, if you a scribe, you got to be a disciple of the Lord. See, my dog, I ain't gonna be able to get a chance to jump in there because we gonna be streaming tomorrow. Because my dog bouncing back, you done open that dojo up, and guess what he dealing with, Stanley? Shalom, he dealing with Moses' disciples versus Yahushua's disciples. Zadok, yeah, he coming in swinging swords, coming for throats.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. I'm talking about, boy, if I wasn't streaming, I'd be in there for that one there. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't gonna lie to you. That one there, I want to hear responses to that. Because you know when he mentioned it, you know what came to my head? We be Moses' disciples. We don't know where this man came from. Read it for him, man. John chapter 9, man. As soon as I seen that title, the first thing came to my brain.
He ain't been on it in a minute.
Yeah, because he shoot, man, bro, in the street for real. Bro doing work on that word for real. See, a lot of these boys, they don't do no work for real. That man got souls to watch for. You know what I'm talking about? Some of these boys on in these places, boy, they don't understand what that look like. Oh yeah. That's gonna be a meme. No. He just open up the room, come on through. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be about a good 30 minutes in, man. By the time we get done, brother, will probably be through, or at least the meat and potatoes will be done. You know what I'm talking about? Nobody got no meat and potatoes for you, Joy. Come on, man.
You want John 8?
No. I want John 9, like I said. Verse 20. This nigga tell me who this nigga is. Where this nigga come from? See, that's what happened. Now he been in here with some booty do. He don't know how to act. Let him live. I said I wasn't gonna mess with her.
His parents answered and said, "We know that this is our son, and that he was born blind.
Mm-hmm.
But by what means he now see, we know not. Or who have opened his eyes, we know not. He is of age. Ask him who shall speak for himself."
Ask him.
And he spake his parents because they feared the Yahudim, for the Yahudim had agreed already that if any man did confess that he was Mashiach,
What would happen?
he should be put out of the synagogue.
Lord.
Therefore said his parents, he is of age, ask him. Then again called they the man that was blind, and said unto him,
Listen.
Give Elohim the praise. We know that this man is a sinner. He answered and said, Whether he be a sinner.
He said, I don't know nothing about that.
One thing I know, that whereas I was blind.
Now I see. Come on.
Then said they to him again, What did he to you? How opened he your eyes?
He said, man, I already told you. He said, if you believe me, you're going to be his disciple. You can read it.
He answered them, I have told you already, and you did not hear. Wherefore would you hear again? Will you also be his disciple?
He said, we be who?
Then they reviled him and said, You are his disciples, but we are Moses' disciples.
You know what the key component in that conversation is? He said, if you believe him, will you be his disciple? He said, we Moses' disciple. Remember what John said, grace and truth came by Yahushua HaMashiach, but the law came by Moses. Moses ain't bring no faith, so they just told him outright, we don't believe. That's why he's a sin, a snare, and a gin, and he catch them, and they fall backwards to be destroyed. You know what I'm talking about? See, a lot of people don't pay attention to that verbiage. He said, man, if I tell you again and you hear it, will you be his disciple? He said they reviled him. That means they ridiculed this man. And say, you his disciple. We Moses' disciple. Well, if you're Moses' disciple, you still fooling with that tree of knowledge of good and evil. Death's still on you, cuz. You can't get the tree of life and live forever. Therefore, you can't be set free. So stay over there in the bondage to sin and death, brother. I'm going to walk in this liberty over here and be free among the dead. You did? I ain't finna. Here, man. If somebody opened, if you was in prison, right? Or you was in the county jail. And I use this as an example of what happened when Peter was locked up. When that Malachine came through for Peter and opened them doggone that jail door, what Peter did? Walked out. If somebody came and opened that jail cell in that county jail, or popped the doggone dormitory doors, or you know what I'm talking about, and the front gate was open, you gonna stay in prison or you gonna walk out? Well, a lot of these boys who hold on to say I'm Moses' disciple, they staying in jail. They want to be in there with the diddler. And the diddling. You know what I'm talking about? Participating in all type of debauchery. One thing about it, they got a lot of baby ointment where he at. They sell it too. Not no lubricant, but they sell some oil for him. They got plenty for him. He can have all the fun he wants. He can freak off all day long. They like to freak off in there. What that boy told him in training day. Ever been to the booty house? They got room to the booty house. The boy say, suck my penis. He say, see, that's how it starts. Hey, he ain't telling no lie. That's how it starts. Favor for a favor. You right at home. You right at home. But all jokes aside, we were talking about this the other day, right? Remember what the book say? He say some men judgment come now and some men judgment come after. It's some people who do all type of wicked stuff and it never catch up to them. And there's some people who wicked stuff come. Cause I only mention this here, man, because I know niggas love Boosie, but Boosie always seemed to be on the wrong side of righteousness' sake. I can tell you that. And he seemed to always take up for degenerate sexual perverts. You know what I'm saying? See, I understand his premise that he's saying, hey, rich, wealthy men get freaky and it seems they coming for them. I understand your premise. But when you zero in on the people who have been arrested, you should have just let them thoughts stay in your brain. You know what I'm saying? Because Bill Cosby said, hey, man, I used to drop Quaaludes and these women drink. That's all you need to hear. Once he said he did it, there's nothing to talk about. That means you can't put that past him because he's already said that anything you do more than 3 times it becomes a pattern in your life. That's a habit for you. You know what I'm talking about? So then if you want to switch that, you look at R. Kelly. It's known he liked underage girl. I don't care if the parents sold their children to all that is irrelevant to me. We focusing on him. They parents is a whole nother conversation. Okay, the parents dead wrong for selling them. This nigga ill for buying them. This nigga married a 15-year-old girl. But this is a fact. Nobody, you want to focus on the people because they sold their daughter. Why you not focusing on this nigga for buying? What type of mind did he have to say it was reasonable to purchase a 16-year-old girl? Steady supply. I got 50 bands. This nigga's ill. But you don't want to pay attention to that. You know why? Because he can sing. I don't give a damn that nigga can sing. He a pervert. Bill Cosby made you laugh, so you just don't care if he a pervert. Puffy never did nothing. He just got money. What type of nigga got IV bags at his house? This is what they put in the indictment. What type of grown man got IV bags at his house? Man, it's between 3 different properties. You got 1,000 because it's not in one house. This is in 3 different properties. You have a lubricant. Man, that's not for no woman. Man, every woman in here tell you, man, you can't put no baby oil in no woman's womb. That's gonna throw her pH balance off. You're gonna mess her all up. That's not for no woman. That's not for no woman. That's not for no woman, cuz. That's not for no woman. I thought people just knew that off the top. You don't keep that type of slippery when wet for no woman. But what these people not realizing is because he thinking, oh, he flying women in. This nigga was paying prostitutes from state to state. Nigga, that's not legal. It doesn't matter if the people are participating. You can't fly prostitutes from state to state and pay them for the purpose of sexual dalliances and think that that's legal. Oh, that ain't no big deal. And this how you know this nigga stupid, because you used your companies to do it. See, this is how they gonna bankrupt this nigga. Because he did this with all his companies, so they listed his companies in the indictment so they can take all his money. See, if he'd have did it on his own time, he couldn't have did that. Lisa, wow, she has a question. She wants to know, does an anus have a pH balance? The answer to that is no. Ain't nothing to test. You know why there ain't nothing to test? Because whether a man or a woman, you ain't had no business going in the back door. You supposed to came in the front door like regular people. You know what I'm talking about? He said R. Kelly was 30 years old. No, he was 27. He was 27. I mean, it's damn near 30. You know, and this is in 1994.
It one thing you get when you're young, watch you young, and then you ride with it.
You get fresh young girls. You a pervert. You can't co-sign that because the nigga got money and they famous. That's all it takes for niggas is fame, and you just disregard anything these niggas. They trying to tear a black man down. You ever thought Yahuwah tearing these niggas down? Because he know you worship these old nasty bastards, and he wants you to sit your faggot behind down somewhere and start worshiping this evil man. This man, This man is a homosexual. You know what I'm talking about? This man is a pervert. This man is the definition of fornicator. The totality of the definition. You can't co-sign that, man, just because he got some money. I'm talking about people who in the word. Man, I'm not taking up for this nigga. I wouldn't care if it wasn't illegal. I'm not taking up. This nigga's disgusting. I'm not taking up for nobody who can be in a room with multiple butt-naked men and think because women in there, it's acceptable. I don't care if y'all wouldn't touch each other or not. What Pimp C say? He said, if you in a room with a bunch of niggas looking at your butt, straight up and down, man, I'm not on that, man. Nobody ain't, nah, bro, I'm not on that. Why you want to do that? That turned you on? Yeah, bro, let's all get naked in here and come in here with these women. And you go in there with, this man literally said, let me take you shopping. I like when you talk to me like that, daddy. What else you need to know? That should make a nigga want to punch that nigga in his throat. Why you talking to me like this? I don't like men. But you know what niggas respect? Money. And that's what let me know that most of our people, I'm talking about the men specifically, well, you niggas will perform fellatio and let a nigga hit you, but bust up your back for a couple dollars. Because a lot of these boys is groupies too. If they felt like they could get it, ain't nobody know. Come on, man. If it's niggas in our city and in other cities messing with punks for kilos, come on, man. Why you think all of Hollywood scared? They know they was in the room with this man. And this man got him on tape. They can't even lie about it. They gonna be like, Stevie J, that's you? TD Jakes, is that you? My God, today. Let's move on. He said on tape. Some say they ordered the raid to get it. Oh, I definitely know they ordered that raid to get them tapes. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all know who J. Edgar Hoover is, right? Who don't know who J? No, he wasn't the president. That's Herbert Hoover. Y'all know who J. Edgar Hoover is? That was the head of the FBI. He was the one who came up with COINTELPRO. He was the driving force behind that. He was a cross-dressing homosexual, by the way. Known. But what he did is he kept files on his enemies to use that as leverage against them. So he would make sure that he could find any dirt possible on these men because he didn't care if you knew he was. Everybody knew that he was a homosexual. But this is a time period where it wasn't acceptable for you to be known to be a homosexual. You know what I'm talking about? But he kept files on his enemies. Mm-hmm. Like when y'all done heard all these quote unquote conspiracy videos about what they do in Hollywood, making boys do free stuff and then have them on tape. Puffy is a real life example that they do this. Let me get you in a compromising position and you're going to do what I tell you to do. Unless you want somebody to know that you like puffing on Peters.
You seen with Jeffrey Epstein, he had Bill Clinton dressed like a woman in the blue dress because he had dirt on him too.
Yeah, they got dirt on you. That's their leverage. That's their leverage. Now, depending on who he got leverage on, don't be shocked if they talking about this nigga hang himself in a jail cell. Because this man asked for a $50 million bail. And the people told him, nah. I ain't never heard nobody had no $50 million bail.
Tell it all.
Oh, yeah. And BA mentioned that J. Edgar Hoover, he had all tapes on Malcolm X, MLK, any black leader, period. Matter of fact, the tapes he had on Malcolm X, and I quote, he said that he called Malcolm X a choir boy. He said compared to Martin Luther King, he said Malcolm X lived what he was talking about. He said he couldn't find no dirt on him. You know what I'm saying? But I could see why they wouldn't find no dirt on Malcolm because he was a street nigga. So if I already been in the street and I done did all this other stuff, I ain't looking at I done already did that. There wasn't no point of faking. This is what I'm on. I'm on this for real. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, the hoeing, the dope dealing, I done did all that. Yeah, I did all that. Remember, man, Red Fox ran with this man. Red Fox was a gangster. Yeah, Red Fox was a gangster. That's how he got the name Detroit Red to separate him from Red Fox, because Red Fox was in the street. Yeah, you know, it's different when you get in the street, dude, because they don't feel no need to pump fake for you. You know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King was a different guy. That's a school boy. And he like Ho. Man, Ho gets you in trouble every time. I ain't talking about women, I'm talking about Ho. They get you in trouble every time. That's why Puffy in trouble. That's why that's another part about teaching your son responsibility. Man, you can't be led by your lust, son. Led by your lust take you down every time. You know what I'm saying? A man's sexual desire, a great men always get taken down by their sexual desire. Now, you know, Gene Deal would claim that Puffy like that because he learned from Clive Davis. And, you know, it said Clive Davis done touched many a man's behind. And that he learned from Andre Harrell, and word is that he done touched many a man behind. And also Quincy Jones, and they say he done touched many of a man's behind. You know what I'm saying? Well, his videotapes of Quincy Jones trying to touch Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson like, man, ease up, cuz. Like, Mike looking hella uncomfortable. Like, nigga, I'm not on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's rumors that say, you know, Benny Medina, the dude who with Quincy Jones, who made Fresh Prince, and they were busting up Will Smith back. I don't know if this stuff true, but hey, man, these niggas know. I just looked at a video. You know, people been screaming for years that Jay-Z killed Pimp C because they say Pimp had a videotape of him slaying Beyonce. Yeah, he did. Well, I didn't see it. And that's been going on for years. That just ain't recent. You know what I'm saying? They say J. Edgar Hoover was black. I have seen people say that he was a black man. I haven't seen any information to confirm that.
This was before she got like real big and famous.
Some people that he had black ancestry.
She used to come in the studio all the time.
I don't know.
Nah, this homeboy said he seen the video too, though. That's why.
I mean, shoot. I mean, they never. Pimpin' Ken said he seen the video, but he didn't call out who it was.
He didn't want to just for the respect of the.
Because he said Pimp said he wanted to sell it, and he felt like it would be bigger than the Ray J and Kim Kardashian tape. So, you know, conspiracy theorists believe that he was killed for that cause, for a multitude of reasons. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I'm talking about? I know sleep apnea don't do a nigga like that. He said they say yeah. Now Pac did say that. Pac did say Quincy Jones sized him, and he said something about that. You know what I'm talking about? And people believe that's why he did. Because Pac definitely said, man, I'm with Kadada. He trying to get with me. Yeah, that we heard that back then in '96. You know what I'm saying? That, hey, man, Quincy Jones trying to bust up that man back. But hell, he taking doggone photo shoots with gold draws with his leg cocked open. So who knows?
Yeah, I'm trying to stay it on.
I just say all this here to say this here. What we were talking about this other day. You know, I done told y'all this for years. Man, you don't know these people. You don't know what these people into. At the end of the day, they play make-believe for a living. Their job is to entertain you. You don't know these people. Just because you enjoy this person's music, you don't know them. Just because you like their television shows or their movies, you don't know them. You don't know if they're kind. You don't know if they're generous. You don't know if they're degenerate. You don't know nothing about these people. Nigga think they see watch a nigga run a football for 15 years. You know him. You don't know Tom Brady. You ain't never sat down at dinner with this man. He never invited you to his house. He said that he did something with, yeah, people allege that he molested Tevin Campbell. I mean, people are like, man, that's why you shouldn't even push your children to be in anything involved in the entertainment business, and sports included, because sports is a part of entertainment. Man, you can go back years where they talk about, man, the ring boy scandal in the WWE, man, I'm talking about the men was in there molesting them young boys. You know what I'm talking about? Man, when you keep hearing the same thing in the same industry over and over and over again, you would be a plumb dumb fool to push your offspring in that direction. You set them up for failure. So you know what bruh said? Say, boy, he went to making that music. Bruh say, shit, I'm home. He don't even like to talk about it. So you know he's seen something that wasn't right. This somebody everybody in here know for the most part. I said that nigga don't even like to talk about it. Don't even mention it. Don't even dare speak the word. Ozzy just said, I forgot. Ozzy was in the music business. He said those are reasons why he left. Man, look here, man. You don't push your children in that. No, man. Absolutely. Now, you can't serve God and be in the music industry. I said in the industry. I ain't say you can't serve God and make music and sell it. You know what I'm talking about? You can't be in the music industry. You're going to have to make a choice. You know what I'm talking about? And most of these dudes, if it was Yahuwah and the fame, not even the money, because you ain't getting no money, them boys will get their whole booty hole up, man, for a little bit of shine on TV, man. So a little bit of shine on TV. So that blew my mind with Wayne and Birdman calling men up and kissing each other. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't kissing no man in the mouth, and that ain't my daddy. And I don't think my daddy would want to kiss you in the mouth after a certain age. I don't know if you're gonna do that, it's got to be a relative, close relative, if you're gonna do that. Man, the mob ain't never kissed each other in the mouth. I mean, the book tell you greet each other with a holy kiss, but that's only because, man, we live in a time period niggas want to make everything gay. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that these men did in antiquity, they wouldn't even thought nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? But we live in a different time because it's gayness everywhere. Everywhere. No, not like this. Not like this. So we were having a conversation the other day. They do say, man, it's multitude of homosexual animals. We had to look that up. I ain't never gave it. I done heard it before. I ain't never gave it no thought. There's 2,500 species that they claim are homosexual animals. That nigga Jimmy say, so who watching this to find this out? You know what I'm saying? But come on, man. Let's get back on track. Where you at with it? Oh, you be good there. Come on to Proverbs 6. He said, I don't even know why I want to kiss my daughter lips. Yeah, definitely. I mean, after your daughter get to a certain age, you ain't kissing on the mouth. You ain't kissing none of your children on the mouth. Much less somebody I ain't related to. Birdman wouldn't have been my friend no more after he tried that. Because if you did it in public, you know he did it in private long before you did it in public. That boy was like, I don't like this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
That verse 22 of John 9, when they were like,
read it again, Steve. Then you can ask your question, because he sounds like he's going to take a little second. Let me help him out, speed him up.
He say, these spake his parents because they feared the Yahudim, for the Yahudim had agreed already that if any man did confess that he was Mashiach, he should be put out of the synagogue.
Go ahead, John.
Well, now we're going to say, because it kind of reminded me of the conversation we would have earlier in the week as far as like how they knew that he was him, and certain people like believe and certain people not believe.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also in, I think what it is, John 12, or John 7. Run me John 7, man.
Obviously, word
and 40. Make it 37. Yeah, I mean, remember the book say the people were divided on this. One of the misconceptions of most people who believe in Mashiach is that everybody did. And everybody didn't. Not when he was in the flesh, nor after he ascended and sent down the Ruach, and the apostles were testifying of him. Everybody, truth be told, it was always a smaller number of people who believed on him than those who did not. Those who did not were always in greater majority.
You would think that they'll be going home and searching the scripture.
No, they had already determined, no, that's not him.
I was gonna say what threw people off too. They were like, man, his parents is Joseph and Mary.
Yeah, you had that.
And then when they
he wasn't born in Bethlehem.
Yeah, they were like, man, this man come from Galilee, bro. Like,
then on top of that, the biggest thing of what he said, man, they ain't believe the word to begin with. These same conversations are still being had to this day. Like I told you, dude said, no, that's not prophetic. They probably had them same debates. Because remember, people say they didn't debate it, and the apostles debated, but they were debating that Mashiach, that Yahushua was the anointed one according to the text. That's what they weren't debating a Godhead or when does a day start. That's not what they were debating. You had people who did not believe that he was the Son of God and the anointed one of God, and they were debating that. That's why in Acts 19, Paul said, hey, he was disputing in the school of one Tyrannus, and when they went to speaking evil of the way and blaspheming, he slid. Because that's what they were debating, that this is the Son of God. They weren't debating the stuff we be debating now. Who is Esau? What they do that for? They already know who it is, so it's irrelevant to them. And that's why I mean sometimes we look at certain stuff they were doing and we put in our thought process on it thinking they were doing the same thing. Their debates were about other things. Or like when you see in Acts 15, the dispute. So what should the Gentiles do? Well, what about this and what about that? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to realize something. What the apostles were teaching, nobody had it but them. And they trying to get this out to everybody. Remember, it said Apollos from Alexandria only knew of the baptism of John. Remember, we read last night about the people who got baptized. They said, we never even heard of no Yahusha. What you talking about? We don't even know nothing about that. We just got John's baptism. Of course, y'all know that's why the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. It's always been that way. There were more people than there were Levites. You know what I'm talking about? The harvest has always been plentiful, and the laborers have always been few. So if he say it's the few, the proud and the ready, like the army say, that means all these niggas don't work for him. No, what you say, sis? He don't say. He's scrolling. He's scrolling for another verse to read. Where you at with it?
John 7:37.
Run that for me.
It say in the last day that great of the feast, Yahusha stood and cried, saying, if any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink.
Mm-hmm.
He that believe on me, as the scriptures have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
Mm-hmm.
But this spake he of the Ruach, which they that believe on him should receive.
Mm-hmm.
The Ruach HaKadosh was not yet, because that Yahusha was not yet esteemed.
Go ahead.
Many of the people, therefore, when they heard this saying, said, of a truth, this is the prophet.
Of a truth, this is the who?
The prophet.
See, some people heard what he said. He said, yeah, I'm convinced. That's him.
Others said, this is the Mashiach. But some said, shall Mashiach come out of Galilee? Have not the scriptures said that Mashiach come out of the seed of David?
So that let you know these people were searching the text, but they didn't know where he said, nah, bro, he from Nazareth.
And out of the town of Bethlehem, where David was.
Because they say, Micah say he's supposed to come from Bethlehem.
So there was division among the people because of him.
He said, this don't line up. Listen, though.
And some of them would have taken him, but no man laid hands on him.
Because his time wasn't yet.
Then came the officers to the chief priests and Pharisees, and they said unto him, why have you not brought him? The officers answered, never spake.
Say, ain't nobody, the officers like this here, man. Boom, what you talking about?
Never man spake like this man.
Ain't nobody ever did this before.
Then answered them the Pharisees, are you also deceived? Have
See,
any...
for a key point. This is a key point we have to look at it. We can't look at it from our thought process. A lot of the people, especially the rulers, thought this man was a liar. And there's people in this day and time right now that believe that he is a liar. That Mashiach was, that Yahusha was a charlatan. That he was like Bar Jesus. Or he was like Judas in the times of the taxing. You remember, you have to take your thought process on how you view people, because his brothers right now who earnestly, remember, Paul earnestly believed that he was right in doing what he was doing. It's people who honestly believe like, nah, he's not the one. We waiting for somebody else. So you have to remember that when you converse with this here, right? Now, some of them just outright don't believe the word. That's why they always say when you ask a question, well, I know it ain't Jesus. I didn't say it was, brother. You did. Go ahead.
Have any of the rulers or the Pharisees believed on him?
See, the key component what they were looking at is any of the higher ups believe. It's any of the known men believe. Because if they believe, then I believe. That's how most of these niggas in the Israelite community move right now. If your favorite rapper believe it, you'll believe it too. If your favorite elder say it, then you'll co-sign it. Go ahead, man.
But there's people who know not the law.
There's people who know not the law. And see, if they would have knew the law, they would have known it was him. But they didn't. Remember what he said in Acts 13? These people come in the synagogue every Shabbat and fulfilled it in condemning it. They heard the word every week. That's right, brother. Come on, let's go on here to Proverbs 6, man. I said I was going to do it tonight, and I'm going to do it. Because he said, right, as touching the king, my tongue is as a pen, as a ready writer, a skilled reteller. See, that's when you talk about rehearsing the righteous acts. It's a retelling. You got to be able to recount the deeds, to bear witness to his greatness, to bear witness to the will of the Father. Like I said, a lot of brothers feel like you taking away from. How can you take away from the Father if the Father sent the Son? You can't take away what he gave to his Son. You know why most men don't understand that? Your daddy ain't give you nothing. Just being 100% honest with you, he ain't give you nothing. So that thought process of thinking if it's my father, as a father, if you took your time to accumulate all these things, you did that with the intent and purpose that I'm going to give it, especially, and I want you to transmute your mind to culturally how they thought. Because you know what he told you that in Genesis 49:1 about your firstborn son. What did Jacob say about Reuben? You my what? my strength, my excellency, and the beginning of my might. What your law say who the inheritance supposed to go to if you had a wife you loved and the wife that hated, but the wife you hated had the firstborn son? Who supposed to go to? To the hated, because the right of the firstborn is his. See, the firstborn is supposed to inherit everything. See, these dudes will say they know the law and then say that this man is the firstborn son of the Almighty Elohim, but he ain't supposed to inherit everything. You know why? Because that maggot nigga ain't finna give his son nothing. And I ain't talking about because he ain't been able to produce it. He gonna have it, and he gonna want to give it to his daughter. He gonna want to break it up with all the children. You supposed to get that to your firstborn son. That's his by birthright. That's what your law says. That's his. Now, if you want to give gifts to your other children, that's your business. But he said that inheritance go to that firstborn son. That's his by birthright. If you say you believe the law like you say you do, ain't that what it say? What you who would say firstborn sons are whose? His. That's why Hebrews what he called it, the General Assembly and the Assembly of the what? Because everybody in here is going to take on the image of my son. They firstborn sons. That's how they can inherit. You can't inherit the kingdom of God if you're not in the image of the firstborn son of God. You a bastard. You Esau. Your God is your belly. You mind earthly things. You sold your birthright out for a bowl of beans. What good is this birthright going to be for me? Esau seen the right of the firstborn and said beans were better. You know what dudes should doing when they see hit a birthright? Coochie is better. Money is better. Cars are better. Praise and esteem for men is better. I don't want that. Give me that. I don't want, what good that birthright gonna do for me? My self-esteem, Lord, I need somebody to validate me. It come in different forms today, but it's the same thing. And guess what they're gonna do? Just like what Hebrews will say. And then they're gonna come carefully with tears like Esau, but you was rejected and you ain't gonna find no repentance because nigga, you could keep them tears. Come on with it, my G. Yes, sir. Proverbs 6:1. Listen to it. It tie in what we talking about. Take your time with it though.
My son, if you be surety for your friend, you have stricken your hand with a stranger.
He said, if you be a who?
A surety for your friend.
Y'all know what a surety is, right? But tell them again in case they don't remember.
That's kaf, a palm, hand, sole, palm of the hand, the hollow or flat of the hand, a power, sole of the foot.
I know what kaf is, right? That's what he said. If you, my son, if you become a kaf for your friend. He read the wrong word. Let me check.
Oh, yeah.
That's like tax. That's like getting a debt.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. That's why I was like, hey.
Oh, I definitely read the word.
Yeah, he definitely read the wrong word. That's a rob. We just talked about that. That's a pledge, an exchange, a mortgage to have fellowship with, to share. Now, pay attention to the context where he said, my son, if you be a surety for your friend, if you stricken your hand with a stranger. This could instance, the context could be if you in fellowship with a stranger. Listen what verse 2 say.
You are snared with the words of your mouth. You are taken with the words of your mouth.
You are snared with the words of your what?
Of your mouth.
And you're taken with the words of your what?
Of your mouth.
Now do this now, my son.
And deliver yourself when you are coming to the hand of your friend. Go humble yourself and make sure your friend.
Tell them what make sure mean, man.
Make sure it's Rahab. Behave proudly. Act stormily or boisterously or arrogantly.
Now, what you think this means, man?
Or to make sure to strengthen.
To make sure to strengthen. Now, you don't win in fellowship with your friend, but your friend was a stranger. Now, what does John 1 tell you about this man? To his own, remember he said, I was a stranger. Paul, we could deal with this with the apostles, more specifically Peter, because Peter said, I don't know him, because remember he said, I became an alien to my close friend. It's in Psalms 88. It's in Job 19. It's in the multitude of places of why Peter said, I don't know him. You know what I'm talking about? But he said, when you become in fellowship with a man who become a stranger and you snare with the words of your mouth and you take him with the words of your mouth, he said, my son, deliver yourself. And when you come into the hand of your friend, humble yourself and strengthen your friend. What did the Lord tell Peter in Luke 22? He said, Satan has desired to have you and sift you as wheat, but I what? Prayed for you. And when you're converted, do what? But this is the main point we want. I just didn't want to skip by that. Come on, read me verse 3, man. Or verse 4, man. Listen what he takes. So remember, what's the two things that he told you could have you come into poverty more than anything? And laziness. Now, I want to do something before we even proceed, man. Give me Proverbs 13 and 12. I know I'll be redundant in a moment, but I don't care.
Say, hope deferred make the heart sick, but when the desire come, it is a tree of life.
Hope deferred make the what?
The heart sick.
That's another one. I'm trying to remember what it's at. Hold on. I'm gonna get a proverb. What? Yeah, back it up. I know it. That's what came to my mind. Verse 7. That's what I really want.
Say, there is he that make himself rich.
There's he that make himself what?
Rich.
There's he that make himself what?
Rich, yet nothing.
He has nothing.
That make himself poor, yet great riches.
There's a man who make himself what?
Poor,
But he had what?
great riches.
James 2 and 1. Indeed.
My brethren, have not the faith of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach of esteem with respect to person.
Come on.
For if there come unto your assembly a man with a gold ring and goodly apparel, and there come in also a poor man in vile raiment, and you have respect to him that wear the gay clothing, and say unto him, sit you here in a good place,
Come over here.
and say to the poor, stand you there, or sit here under my footstool. Are you not then partial in yourselves, and are become judges of evil thoughts?
Go ahead.
Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not Elohim chosen the poor of this world?
Chosen of what?
The poor of this world.
Rich in what?
In faith,
My Lord.
and heirs of the Malkuth, which
Now, this is what we came
here.
here. Well, how are you rich in faith? Proverbs 8 and 14. I'm just trying to establish something before we get to this poverty. Because, see, when we talking about poverty right now, we recounting and retelling. We ain't talking about no poverty or no earthly money. We ain't talking about Caesar's bread. We ain't talking about the bread from the United States Treasury. We don't care nothing about no debt notes. You can't have no riches in the money you spending is representative of a debt. Because if we say we in Mashiach, we free. We don't have no debts and obligations. That's what that word means, right? To be free, you ain't got no debts or obligations. Go ahead.
The counsel is mine, sound wisdom. I am understanding, I have strength. By me, kings reign and princes decree justice. By me, princes rule and nobles, all the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me.
Listen.
Riches and honor with me.
Those who love me, riches and what?
And honor are with me.
And he told you, I counsel you to buy gold of me tried in the fire that might be what? Rich. Listen.
Durable riches and righteousness.
Hold on, tell him what durable mean. That man said these riches durable. Y'all might have forgot. We're going to remind you.
Our thought handed forward, advanced, enduring, durable, valuable, eminent, surpassing.
It's surpassing. It's durable. If it's durable, that means it won't be destroyed. And what he told you and Matthew, don't lay for yourself riches up on the earth where thieves can break through and steal and moths can eat. But lay yourself up treasures in heaven, which nobody can take, which is incorruptible. Remember Proverbs 23 tell you, man, amen, labor not to be rich, cease from your own wisdom. He said, riches surely grow wings and fly away. Is that an excuse? Because you have to be careful with that and qualify that, man. It's a mindset. Because remember, Psalm told you if your riches increase, don't do what? Don't set your heart on. That see, some people hear that junk and see that's an excuse for you to keep being a bum. See, no. We ain't talking about all that, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to labor. You know what I'm saying? That man say the sleep of a man who done labored is sweet. You remember that? That's improper, man. That's a whole nother conversation. We done went through that before. But listen, we ain't talking about a nigga laying on the bed talking about, baby, you supposed to support me. Nigga, you ain't support yourself. You can't ask no woman to support you and you can't support yourself. That's insane. You know what that means? You were looking for a mama. Why you not mothering me? Because your mama supports you when you can't support yourself, right or wrong. You know why? Because I carried you for 9 months and I nursed you on you my baby. You a beta male sent mangina. You looking for a woman to support you and you can't support yourself as a grown man. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't supposed to be looking for no woman to do that for you, man. Not as no grown man. I'm not talking about you got hurt, you fell off, something happened, and she got to play her position. That ain't what we talking about. We talking about a big, grown, rusty nigga who ain't got nothing going on, mad because this woman don't want to support him. Hey, and there's people on the internet cry about this all day, every day. You see all these YouTube videos talking about these women ain't women. Man, your grandma ain't support your daddy, granddaddy like that. He had something going on. She didn't mind supporting him because she knew what type of work ethic he had. See, a woman ain't gonna mind doing X, Y, Z when she know your work ethic and things get ugly for a second because she know you're gonna bust your gun to get it. She ain't gonna mind. That's what these niggas don't understand, man. You've already got a pattern of knowing. One thing I know, he gonna get up. I ain't gotta tell him to go to work. I ain't gotta tell him to get out the bed. I ain't gotta tell him to do this and do that. See, a bum nigga, the only thing she ain't got to tell him about is she got to tell him to do everything except get his wee-wee up. He ready for that. He got plenty. She ain't nothing. Gonna give me some coochie tonight? But she got to tell him to do everything else. Did you bathe? Because you musty. Did you wash your clothes? Did you look for a job today? You know what I'm talking about? That's your mama. Grown nigga got to be told to go take a bath. Huh? You gotta tell grown nigga take a bath. Nobody shouldn't have to tell. But you 30 years old, boy. Yeah, when it's time to get some buns, you got all the. When it's time to do everything else, you waiting for somebody to tell you what to do. The hell wrong with you, boy? They gonna walk around with the same boxes on for 3 days, man. You know how nasty of a nigga you got to be to wear the same drawers when you got a washing machine in your house? Man, just wash them drawers, man. That's wrong. They broke in and they stink. And you stink. Talking about you serve God, man. I ain't talking about no people out. Man, y'all know full well there's people who say they serve God. These niggas must. And y'all know I ain't lying. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, man. And they need to be, look here, it's a few niggas who, I'm talking about years ago, stopped coming around here. I ain't even know them niggas living like that. That ain't one thing to be on your tip. You know what I'm talking about, Paul? But boy, it's a whole nother thing to be living off a woman talking about you serve God. No, she ain't supposed to be your backbone. That's the problem. You always trying to come back to bone. Instead of getting out here in these streets and trying to roam and do something for yourself, man. You got a lot of dudes in this word, man. Like, bro, your old lady take care of you, cuz. You cool with that? They ain't even pimping. Because the money don't even come to you first. See, it's pimping if she hand you the check. You hugging her from behind, you gonna get them shoes for me. Nigga, you ain't do your mama like that. You stood next to your mama when she bought your shoes, nigga. You trying to rub your meat on her so she can remember why she buying them. Is that thing oiled down? That junk ain't cool. I'm only mentioning it because more dudes in the world need to say, hey, man, you need to stop being a bum, cuz. Go get a goddamn job. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, sell some watermelon. Nigga, I don't know what sell, son. Shoot, you crafty at selling lies because this woman buying them. So I know you can sell anything. Man, you got grown niggas stay with women, bro. Their name ain't even on the house. Her name on it. Her name on the car. Her name on the bank account. Your name ain't on nothing. Your name ain't on a job application, a corporation application. Your name ain't on nothing. And you talking about I'm a prophet of the Lord. With disgrace and abomination before heaven, bro. That man said you're going to have to work by the sweat of your brow. Put your maggot behind them and go get a goddamn job, you lazy bastard, you. And you women ought to be ashamed for steady popping your cooch open for this nigga. He can't pop no money open. And not for you, for itself. Nigga ain't talking about being rich, man. How you ain't got a job, cuz? Talking about you a prophet of y'all ain't seen that day. Y'all don't remember the day. But on Facebook, man, about 2010, 11, all them boys used to be posting words talking about they a prophet of the Lord. That's why they can't work. Their old lady taking care of them. That's how these boys were living, man. A lot of them boys don't say that no more. They just show it. I ain't making this up, man. Probably about 2011, about 2014. A lot of them boys said, we prophets of the Lord, brother. We ain't got time to work. We got to sit on our phone and post scriptures all day. While my wife go out and make the bread. My Lord. Come on, man. Listen, because I mentioned all that as a lead into this on the dual thing. But get me 2 Corinthians 8:8 before you do it. This is where I was going to be redundant with the Proverbs, man.
I speak not by commandment, but by occasion of the forwardness of others, and to prove the sincerity of your love. For you know the mercy of our Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach, that though he was rich.
Though he was what?
He was rich.
He made himself.
He became poor that you, through his poverty, might be rich.
Because remember, he said the foxes of the air. I mean, the foxes have holes, the birds of the air had nests, but the son of Adam had nowhere. That man was rich, but he made himself poor. This man was rich, literally, because all the riches in heaven and earth was his. Remember, we talked about this before. That man didn't gain anything by sacrificing himself for you. All he got back what was already his. He did all that so you could have it, which is why he could say he could give you durable riches. This is the mercy and greatness of your God, because he wasn't gaining anything from. See how that goes back to being a servant versus being a helpmeet? He was being a servant. He wasn't being a helpmeet. Not us anyway. Read them Romans 9:1 just on that service part. And maybe a lot y'all willing, man, we'll have to take the time to just deal with that specifically to show the difference. It'll take probably about one day. You know what I'm saying? But there's a difference from being a servant and being a helpmeet. No man ever in life should ever be a woman's helpmeet. If you become that woman's helpmeet, you are the wife now. She is your husband. That's why I mentioned that before, man. You got that woman taking care of you and doing all this, that, and the third. Bro, you her wife, bro. Don't be mad if she coming there, little freaky behind nigga old 69 God. Don't get upset she coming there with some other stuff going on. She in the wrong role. Somebody always got to be the masculine and somebody always got to be the feminine. Meaning somebody has to be dominant and somebody has to be submissive. And if you are a weak man, your woman will be dominant. Because there's no balance. There's no, we're both, no, that's not how that works. In nothing. Somebody's dominant, somebody yields. That's how that works. Now you choose which one you gonna be. So you doing the bending. Hey, let me say nobody bend me over. Oh, so you doing the bending. And now we're not talking about in the physical aspect, but in the emotional, mental, and spiritual aspect, you can bend over. No, because you're yielding when you're supposed to be the dominant. See, as a man, if you only dominate with your woman in the bedroom, well, you got a problem in life. Because you got some dudes, the only time they dominate this woman is sexually. That's why she stays. He ain't dominant nowhere else. But some women want a man that she can dominate in every other aspect of life because she wouldn't know what to do with the dominant man to begin with. Because then she'd have to elevate her level of play. And if she ain't never been taught what it is to be a woman or to be a helpmeet, she's not going to know what to do. Yeah, she don't know what to do. And I ain't going to necessarily blame her. He said, dare I say, after a feast, Yahushua took off his fine linen and started cleaning. He did. And that was, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that John 13 was a literal example of that. He said, I've washed your feet. I've given you an example that you what? Ought to wash one another's feet. He said, I'm your Lord and Master, and you say so. Because he served, but he wasn't to help me. There's a difference. You know what I'm talking about? You serve your wife. You're not her helpmeet. You know what I'm talking about? You're not her helpmeet. You're not here to make her life easier. That's not your job. That is not your job. That's not your purpose in life. Because if you're here to make her life easier, that means you facilitating her visions, goals, and dreams. That means you the wife. And she gonna treat you like one too. A majority of the time. She'll never be able to respect you as the man how you want to be respected. She's not gonna be able to do it. She's not going to be able to do it. Imagine if Yahushua was your helpmeet. Why you think most people who hold that thought process, that's why they don't fear him. They don't reverence God in that fashion of having the respect and honor and obedience to him because they see him as their helpmeet. You know what I'm saying? See, your respect for your wife as your helpmeet is different. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you look at your wife and be like, I don't respect her, bump her, there's something wrong with you. Because why would you marry a woman who's literally has a desire to facilitate your visions, goals, and plans, and then you don't have no respect for her? There's something wrong with you as a man. That's not cool either. Some niggas be on that. That's not cool. If she helping you with the progression of whatever it is you got going on and giving you proper respect and proper honor and actually love you and care about your well-being, and you don't respect her, nigga ought to hit you upside the head with a cinder block. Because there's something wrong with you. That's why Peter said that type of stuff get your prayers hindered. There's something wrong with you because you don't do that. You don't do that. That's dead wrong. That's not how the Lord operated. That's dead wrong. You don't do that. If this woman not disrespecting you and she fulfilling what you ask her, there's no need for you to disrespect her. You need to get yourself together. You out of pocket. Now, if you got an old loud, belligerent, rebellious, disrespectful woman, you know what Solomon told you to do. Go and get on the roof, cuz. And reassess your life and ask yourself why you was attracted and married and impregnated such a contentious individual. Because what you got going on in your soul, that was appealing to you. Now, we ain't going to put that on her because she was who she was from the jump street. So why did you find that appealing? What you got going on in you that you want to be in a house with a woman who wanted to argue, fuss, and fight every day? Because that's a you problem. Because guarantee you, boy, a contentious woman just don't pop out of nowhere and start being contentious. She was always like that. So why you like that? Don't be mad at her now. She's always been her. Don't be mad at her. You know, we don't believe in that. Don't get mad at nobody for being who they are. Baby, if he was a bum when you met him, don't be mad at him. Be mad at yourself. Ask yourself, well, what about his bum behavior just turned me on? And say, you know what I like to do? I like to have his babies. See, I can see if you did that at 18. Why you doing that at 29? Hell, 39. Why you doing that? You got to go look in the mirror and ask yourself what you got going on. Come on, Sid.
Romans 9:1.
Read it to him.
Shall I say the truth in Hamashiach? I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Ruach HaKadosh that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh.
You see how he said he wished he could be accursed from Mashiach for his brethren's sake? Who was willing to do that in the text? But not from their brethren. Moses was willing to do that. When he said, block my name out the book, that man was willing to be accursed for his people's sake, so they might be saved.
I was saying that because she literally.
No, yeah, because she was saying that, but that wasn't for her to be separated from her brethren. She was willing to take the blame. You know what I'm saying? When we look at what Moses said, he said, block me out the book for the sins of the people. I'll be a curse for their sake. Of course, we know Mashiach was made a curse for us because cursed be he who what? Hang from a tree. He was willing to become a curse and be separate from his brethren, that his brethren might be free and rich. Praise be to Yahuwah. Go ahead.
For Israelites to whom pertain the adoption and the esteem and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Elohim and the promises.
Pause. The services of what?
Of Elohim.
You get the service of God in this man covenant. That's why you're not a help me. You a servant. Remember, he said, I'm not as one who being served that sit at meat, but I'm as one that what? Serve. That's why he say, he that's greatest among you, let him be a what? A servant. That's different. That means you have responsibilities and you willing to minister to those who you are over, but you're not a help me. Remember, help me is a help. Look, you know why a lot of women want you to be a help me? Because they got the Cinderella syndrome. They want you to save them from a life they don't want. It's not my job to save you from your miserable life, from the bad decisions you made. That's not my job to come through and rescue you and save you, man. They didn't even talk about this last night. I done told you this before, man. You remember what Prince Harry did? Boy, that man tossed away his inheritance for a woman. I wish I would. Man, if I were King Charles, I would have came down there and kicked that nigga dead in his teeth. You can't be that damn stupid. But hell, he was willing to do it. Because he had a side chick he was willing to toss away his doggone inheritance for. Man, you don't toss away your inheritance for no woman. Man, you got to be crazy. You all right? Does it look like you took a tumble? Don't look crazy, baby. Just get on up. That man gave away his whole inheritance for Meghan Markle. I wonder what she did to him. That got to be some voodoo coochie. I couldn't advocate my chance to be king for no woman. Everything he worked for, he tossed it away. So he could, and guess what? Women love that type of story. Then they expect for you to do the same thing. They think you're supposed to do the same thing. Man, I'm not doing that. Why would I do that? That don't even make sense. Oh, he said, just like coming to America. That damn fool. Yeah, and that second one, you know, I told y'all that when we look, that second one pissed me off. You the king, you gonna let a tell nigga make you sleep on the couch? I'm the king. You gonna get the hell out of here before I do. Yeah, man, I'm not, you know, how I'm the king and a nigga kicking me out my room in my palace. This is my palace, ho. That junk was terrible. That junk was terrible. And it wasn't terrible just because of storyline. It was terrible because they were sliding in liberal themes of this current day and age in the film. You know what I'm saying? Which is what made it terrible. You know what I'm saying? See, the first one, he was a damn fool, but they didn't have no themes they were sliding in. But that's what they tell. What they do subtly is they teaching you as a man is that for love, you should toss away everything you got. Because it doesn't matter. Who cares about power and authority and inheritance and family and culture? You found a woman who loves you. Throw it away. You know what I'm saying? See, when the Lord did it, it was a woman he already had. See, he already know she was stupid. He said, man, you've been hard-headed from the day that I met you. I already know you were stupid. So I already know what I signed up for. You throwing this stuff away from a random woman. You don't even know her. Man, how you see a woman making hamburgers and be like, you know what? I'll give up my kingdom for her. I wish I would. Well, Meghan Markle would have been mad at me. Give up the inheritance or lose you, I'll holler at you, baby. I get me another wife. I'm not doing that. That don't even make sense. But I say that because on a lower, much lower level, much lower, a lot of brothers throw their inheritance of God away for a woman. You go against God's word and the multitude of things to satisfy this woman. And you toss your inheritance away. You say, I don't want to inherit with my father because I love this woman so much. You a damn fool. You a special type of stupid. You don't teach your son to do no stupid junk like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't let your son believe that a love of a woman is better than what God has for you. Because God wouldn't send you no woman who would want you to do that. Because it be women say this type of stuff on threads all the time because they feel like you supposed to put her before your service to God. No, you're not. And if she was of God, she wouldn't dare want you to. She would be offended at the thought. She would question if you were God and why she fooling with you if you was willing to do that. She would question you like, oh, Lord, I done married a wicked man. No woman of God would dare want her husband to go against the purpose and will of God to satisfy her. None. It ain't one walk. I said a woman of God now. I'm talking about a woman of the faith. That strong woman who clothed in strength and honor that we read in Proverbs 31. That woman wouldn't dare want you to do nothing like that. She would be offended at the thought. That's why some people can't understand. You can't put the ministry before your family. A woman of God would already know, man, hey, man, whether it be father, mother, sisters, brothers, wives, sons, daughters, or your own life also. If you can't forsake it, she already know what the play is. But I know some of that stuff comes from when they say in the Christian church, you know, the wife be helping build the church up and all that type of stuff. She ain't got no business doing that. That ain't her job. Her job is to minister to the people. Her job ain't to help you build the church. That's not her job. You got that woman doing stuff she ain't got no business doing. That's why she feel like she the first lady and she supposed to have a say. Ain't no first lady. First lady of what? It ain't but one first lady, and that's the body. You ain't no first lady, baby. You are a member. You made up first lady. You done took, and you know what that does subconsciously? It elevates the pastor and his wife into an improper position in the minds of the people in the congregation. It makes them believe that his wife is here and they're here because she's the first lady, when really y'all are here. There's no difference. You know what I'm saying? Which is why certain women want to be pastors' wives, because it gives them a way to have attention in a different fashion that they may have sought in another area of life and they didn't get. Because the pastor wife is supposed to be serving amongst the body. That's her job. No different than any other woman. She ain't elevated because she do this here. And well, if this sister over here doing it, they the same. Because remember what he told you. You got one master, even Mashiach, and you all what? Brethren. That's how that works. There's no first lady. That's crazy. That's retarded. You know where that first lady come from? A sucker nigga who want to make his old lady feel important because she kicking him in his balls and his butt at the house. Because nigga ain't got no nuts. So a lot of these dudes in this word ain't got no nuts. These niggas won't stand up and be a man and say, baby, go on and sit down. I got this. It's good. It's cool. No disrespect, but I can handle it. I'm a man. It's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm a man. I can stand up. See, I got 10 toes. My metatarsals work. I'm a man. I can stand up, baby. I got it. Let me do my job. You do yours. Oh, she said that's all brothers. Y'all ever notice that? Amuna said that's all the women in the church want to do is go after brothers who have titles. Did y'all ever notice that in y'all time? And you know, y'all were young, so y'all might not be paying attention. I know you. I know you. Because you were playing the music to get him ready. Michael Glover hit that chord. She said, oh, it's time for me to go get Dr. Bishop Apostle. I'm going to get it. She said, then they throw them church hats on. I know Glover know about them church hats. Yeah, Glover hit them chords and women know, boy, like this here. I'm going to kind of catch him in the line.
Put ready to hear that false doctrine. So you getting ready to hear that false
doctrine. Get him ready to hear that false doctrine. Like Peacock, look here. Whole time, that man don't even care nothing about them hats you wear. He don't care. He don't care. He already know you seen. He already ready to defile you. You know the crazy part is, them women be in that church and asleep with all the deacons and everybody, don't marry none of them. She just want to say she had sex with him. That's terrible. Then expose. That's the crazy. Yeah, see, I'm gonna tell you something, man. You the worst kind of woman who do that there. You want to sleep with dudes so you could throw it out there later. What that say about you, ho? That don't make you look. You think you making him look bad. You really making yourself look twice as bad. Because remember the book said if you seek to make somebody stumble, you're going to fall in the same pit. Man, you can't be having no type of mind to go try a dude, man, and be like, but throw some vagina at him. Most dudes ain't got enough strength to turn that collar down. But he's supposed to be a deacon. He's still a man. See, you have to ultimately almost doggone disrespect this woman to the highest order. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. What I mean by that, what I also mean by that is you can't even put yourself in a position for that to go down. You know what I'm saying? Once you peak, like, hey man, baby, a little too fresh. You be alone with it if you want to. You're gonna be like your boy. We have sinned. Then you're gonna hit her again. That's how it happens, man. Everybody ain't that strong, man. Especially if he find her attractive. So it's real easy to turn a woman down you don't find attractive. Real easy. For 325 beluga whale run up on you, tell me you want some of this here. It's real easy for you to say no. But if she built how you like it, you know what I'm talking about? Her skin tone, how you like it. She ain't ugly, you know what I'm saying? She look halfway decent, and she like, yeah, come on over here and get these yams. You like, I know it's against the Lord, but yeah, man, shoot, look like she ain't got no slip on today. The next thing you know, you're taking the walk of shame. Yeah, man. Sister Kelly say, Matt. Yeah, man. And again, that ain't no disrespect to that woman, because just because she offered you the vagina didn't mean you have to take it. Which goes back to what Proverbs 6 tell you to do. What he tell you not to do in Proverbs 6 says? You know what verse? Read them 24. Don't get caught up in that. Okay, you like round booties? Better not look, boy. What Juvie said? Them titties sitting right here.
Right chair.
Hey, don't look now. Better turn your head. You end up dead. Go ahead.
So to keep you from the evil woman.
Back it up. It's 22 then. Give me 22.
It say, when you go, it shall lead you. When you sleep, it shall keep you. When you awake, it shall talk with you.
You know, that's a whole nother thing. When you awake, that's talking about the Ruach, man. Matter of shoot, give him 20, man. We talking about it. Might well talk about it. I got 10 more minutes and we going.
Say, my son, keep your father's commandment. Forsake not the law of your mother. Bind them continually upon your heart. Tie them about your neck. When you go, it shall lead you. When you
notice
sleep,
he said, when you go on about. Remember we read about that Ruach last night. When you going about, boy, that Ruach gonna lead you. Now what else is gonna do?
when you sleep, it shall keep you.
If you go in the grave, it's gonna guard you.
And when you awake, it shall talk with you.
And guess what? And when you're moving around, it'll bring to remembrance everything I said to you and it'll testify to me.
For the commandment is a lamp and the law is light. And reproofs of instruction, the way of life.
What else he say?
To keep you from the evil woman.
Keep it. That man word says to keep you from a wicked woman.
From the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman.
Look here, man. Just because you handsome. Hey, pastor. All that type of stuff. You supposed to have the word and you keep you from that. So you know why a lot of dudes get caught up with a flattering tongue? Because y'all be surprised how many dudes don't get told they handsome. Don't get told they look good or smell good. They ain't used to no compliments. Them boys go crazy about that. See, I know y'all think dudes don't, the average dude don't walk around and no woman tell him, ooh, he look good. That nigga don't hear that on a regular basis. Some woman come up skinny and grinning in his face, telling how handsome he is. He go to cheese and I hope no, she got it. Got it. Because you supposed to be a pimp. You ain't supposed to feel no pride. You told me I look good. So what? What you want? You want something? Is it me? Do you want to tear me down? I'm being serious. Man, now you'll know if a woman genuinely like you. You know what I'm talking about? But most women don't just walk up to you and be like, you so handsome. Flattering you, telling you how great you is. You're supposed to pay attention to that. Anybody in life is somebody telling you how great you is all the time. That's what Satan like to do. He's going to butter you up, take you down. He said his words were smoother than oil, but it was war in his heart. Yeah, man, you better pay attention. Come on.
Say, lust not after her beauty in your heart.
Don't lust after her beauty in your inward, man.
Neither let her take you with her eyelids.
Don't let her come out here batting her eyes and all this here. She got them lashes or her mascara. Look, she look good. I hope it destroy you, boy.
For by means of a whore's woman
is a man brought
to a piece of bread.
My Lord.
And the adulteress will hunt for the precious life.
She coming for your soul, boy. What is that?
Somebody walking. Somebody getting told. But that's all.
Shoot, boy, I was doing my walking, boy. I walked past one of these neighbors' house, boy. I said, let me hurry up and speed by. That nigga said, you can't keep a job. You can't keep your coochie clothes. I said, Lord have mercy. He said, get out, ho. I'm like, he cussed this white man to cuss this woman. When I walked past, he shut the door. I said, thank the Lord, because I did not want to hear the rest. I'm talking about that white man was going off on her. That man said, you can't keep your coochie clothes. I said, Lord have mercy. That man was upset. You understand me? I'm talking about they got the front door wide open. He cussing her out. Shoot, lying to me. I was just glad that they had enough. What's the word I'm looking for? They had enough decency and coof to shut the door and keep that in the house. This ain't none of my business, man. No, he was hot though. He was putting her out. You know what I'm saying? It just happened when I walked past. He was putting her out. He said, you can't keep a job. You can't keep your coochie clothes. You got to get out of here. I'm sick of it. I'm tired. I said, well, she must have been humping around a lot. And based on how she was built, I don't know who was humping on her. You know what I'm talking about? She was standing right there at the front door. No, they wasn't in the car. They was in the house. I'm walking down the sidewalk. They in the house going off. Hell, the neighbor over there said, you better watch this. This lady got her son. He walking out the door butt naked. I'm talking about taking the mailbox and everything. Like, y'all ain't gonna put no clothes on the seat. I said, Lord have mercy. Put some clothes on this boy. Why is this boy out here butterball naked? I say, man, shoot. I need to be back in my old neighborhood. These niggas over here different. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot. Lady over there on the nigga woman, she talking about, yeah, ho, you can't never tell me I ain't no good mother, ho. I'm like, this. I said, Lord have mercy. Why, your kids outside? They listening to you. What? They might have had a new breed of people. They got a new breed of people since y'all left. It's niggas around here. Doggone little girl walking this big old behind dog. She can't handle the dog. Dog run up on me. She talking about he don't bite. Lying to me, ho. He got teeth. They gonna kick your dog in the face. You know what I'm talking about? He run up on me, but I say, I'm gonna have to kill this dog. She talking about he don't bite. It's okay. No, it's not okay. Because why your parents let you walk this big damn dog by yourself? Come on, so we can get out of here. We can start this process. We coming back tomorrow. Read verse 4, Proverbs 6, though.
Say, give not sleep to your eyes, nor slumber to your eyelids.
Deliver
yourself as a roe from the hand of the hunter, and as a bird from the hand of the fowler.
He said, deliver yourself as a roe from the hand of the who?
Of the hunter.
Give him 1 Peter chapter what? 5 and 5. See, when you love sleep, you in the hands of the adversary. I give you a little bit of what we're talking about. She said, an episode of Friday. I'm like, no, it's a different. See, it was more older people and families in the other neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? We ain't see all that there, man. Them people weren't doing all that. No, it was though. It was definitely around there. It's nigga people around here. Man, we ain't never see nobody outside smoking no weed. What's that? Mm-hmm. Definitely. Go ahead, man.
Say, likewise, you younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Mm-hmm. Yea, all be subject one to another. Be clothed with humility, for Elohim resist the proud, and give grace to the humble. Humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hand of Elohim, that he may exalt you in due time.
In due time.
Casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walk about, seeking who may devour.
So you got to get yourself out the hand. Of course, Hunter's not there. You got to get yourself out of his trap. You got to get yourself out of his trap. Come on back to Proverbs 6. Say probably let it. No, I think they just had that little girl just out there walking the dog, but I can understand why you can say that there, because they got 2 dogs back there, man. Them dogs always trying to come across their fence. They already had to put something under because the dog tried to dig out. They got German Shepherds. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got real dogs. Man, people kill me with that junk talking about he don't bite. That's like saying a human being don't bite. Yeah, he ain't biting right now. You know what I'm talking about? He can bite at any given time. Nigga, I ain't trying to get mauled to death. That's terrible. I already know that nigga come bite at me, boy. I'm trying to grab him by his neck and break his neck. Straight him down. If it's gonna be me or that dog, your dog dead tonight. Yeah, man, they play them game, man. They like to say, you don't want to hurt the dog. Shoot, if it's a dog or me, if it was me or a human, I'm gonna kill a human, I'm gonna kill that dog too. One thing I learned, boy, they told boy, if a dog run up on you, you gotta keep you calm. You know what I'm saying? You stay calm and ready to attack this nigga. Got to. If you don't stay calm and ready to attack, it probably only about maybe a couple dogs that you probably ain't gonna be able to take down if you don't strike first. And that's probably a Rottweiler and a pit bull. You're gonna have to strike first. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying you gotta strike first. You locked in. You know the crazy part, I mean, yeah, but all of them don't use German Shepherds though. They be having all type of dogs. You know what I'm saying? You better be lucky, boy. 'Cause I'm gonna shoot your damn dog. You ain't letting nigga walk around with no weapons. I'm gonna go to prison. Boy, I'll shoot your damn dog. You know why you killed my pet? Should have had a hold of him. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna tell you one time. You better get him. Or he going to the upper room for dogs, nigga. Matter of fact, he say dogs don't go up, they go down. That's what the book say. That's what it say. They go to the dung. He said their spirits don't go up. Spirits of no animals ain't going. The Lord said, no, you keep them spirits down there. I don't want them up here. Am I lying though? That's what it say. I ain't making it up. Shoot, you better find it for yourself. I'm gonna find it for you. I know niggas be making that junk up. Not to do this. Dog of the day, bro. Come on, man. Not all dogs go to heaven. Read verse 6 for him, man. I know I mentioned it last night, but we'll.
Say, go to the ant, you sluggard, consider her ways and be wise.
Go ahead.
Which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provide her meat in the summer and gather her food in the harvest.
I want you to keep that part in your mind. We're going to touch that, Lord willing, tomorrow. Go ahead.
How long will you sleep, O sluggard? When will you arise out of your sleep?
Keep that in mind also.
A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep.
And so shall your poverty
come as one that travails,
and your want
as an armed
man. I want
man.
you to just let these verses rest in your mind. Lord willing, we'll leave with that tomorrow. Hallelujah for Yahushua the word. Yes. Oh, that's unfortunate. Did you run? Oh, say one of your Rottweilers failed guard dog school because he wouldn't release. You might have shot my dog. Shoot, your dog wouldn't have had a chance to unrelease. Because if I had if I got a gun on me and that dog run up on me, that dog getting shot. I'm not finna wait to see if he gonna bite me. Yes, sir. So, peace, brother Omar. Amen, brother Herman. But yeah, hallelujah for Yahushua in the word, man. Appreciate y'all. Bless you out the house, Elohim, in the name of Yahushua. Y'all willing, man. We'll be back tomorrow, 8:30. Do it again. We'll be starting right in that Proverbs 6 right there, man. Because again, the whole key point is recounting and retelling. We'll probably end up getting in Judges 5. Slow me. We'll probably get in Judges 5 about rehearsing the righteous acts and what that's about. But of course, if you've already been able to ascertain, as touching the king, my tongue is as a pen, is a ready writer. It's about declaring his righteousness and his righteousness only by being able to recount and retell the testimony of his son. Or as the son put it, he that believe on me, as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. You know what I'm saying? And the man of understanding words is as a well of water, as the book put it. But you notice that poverty part, we'll bring back that Proverbs 13:7, which is that 2 Corinthians 8, and what that means on a spiritual level, not a natural level. So again, I appreciate y'all. Y'all willing, man. We'll be back on tomorrow. I know these niggas ready to chew. It's already late.